Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea, because you know I love me some tea, and that's no cap, period. Per. No cap at all. And yeah, I am. We are here. We're here. We might be a little behind, a little late, but we're here. We're here just like we said we are every Sunday. We're giving you our weekly roundup of all things reality television, our highlights, and we're going to be doing that. Just like I'm going to be showing you my cup mug here when I get it. Here it is. You can get you one of these cup mugs at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. If you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. You can scan it. It'll take you right to the shop. Favorite the shop, buy your merch, and then send a little cute little picture when you get it. That'll be fun. I love getting those. So get your cup merch. Period. Thank you.
Well, I'm David Healy, and we should have discussed what we were going to do for our intros because you stole mine, no cap.
I mean, it's in my headline.
I don't read your headline, but no, I see it. Yes.
You should read
no
my
cap.
headlines, boo. Read
Right.
the headlines. Check the
I guess
headlines.
I
I'm all
should.
up in
I
there.
should.
I'm all up
But
in
yeah,
there. Mhm.
I was about to mention no cap 10 times. But now I don't have to because I think collectively we probably have done it 10 times.
I mean, no cap. This is like the best time. I love. I say that all the time. Like y'all should hear me
Yeah.
talk on a regular basis. No cap. That's what I say. Like it's never like why would you anybody be suspicious of me saying no cap? Because I say no cap all
Right.
the time. Period.
Yep. Especially since you're a teacher. Yep.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a teacher. But yay, we are here. We are back. We're doing Reality Roundup, giving you our highlights of all things competitive reality television here on the Cup TV. Thank you for joining us. And we're going to get right into it. But before we do, if you would do me a quick favor, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you are a fan of competitive reality television, we are covering it all here on this channel. And we are giving you everything from Survivor to House of Villains. We wrapped up that. Uh, American Idol, The Voice, the we're doing even American Gladiators. We're talking about that too. We're doing stuff. We're adding new shows all the time to talk about, and we have more to talk about. And the things that we talk about here on Reality Auto. So we would love, love, love to hear from you. Let us know what you think in the comments about this show. Follow us on this channel. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to all of our channels. All the links will be in the description below. If you're a fan of Drag or Drag Race or Eurovision Song Contest, we have channels for you as well. You can follow along with our audio podcast links, join our Patreon, and follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow David and myself on those platforms if you like. That'd be cool. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's fine too. But, it'd be nice if you did. Thanks. But yeah, follow us, do those things. Thanks. So, David, we got some stuff to talk about. And
We do.
I feel like we should not waste a whole lot of time. I think we should just get right into it and do what we always start off with, and that is our singing and variety shows. We are going to start off with the show of all shows. I would like to say one of the bigger shows that we discuss on this channel. It's American Idol.
Yes.
It was Hall of Fame rock and roll Hall of Fame week. We got a lot of Hall of Fame songs, and we got in the new class of the 2026 Hall of Fame introduced on the show. So that was fun. Some people I was like, deserve, should have been
Yeah.
there a long
It's like
time
long
ago.
overdue.
Long overdue for some people. So, but it was great to see that. And let's just get into it, David. What did you think about American Idol, and who are you rocking with this week?
Okay. Yeah, I had a lot of highlights. I'm gonna limit it to 5.
I mean,
But
you
I
don't
do
have
think this
to.
Well, I'm sure we might have some mixed ones, so I might talk about more than five. But
Hmm.
I thought this was a step in the right direction after last week, which was kind of rough.
Yeah,
So I think a lot of people gave their best performances this week too.
me
Like
too.
at least four of them for me gave their best performances since the live show's been going on.
Hmm.
Um, Carrie and Billy Idol, I loved Rebel Yell, so I'll give them a quick shout out. I thought that was a lot of fun. Carrie's killing it with these like guest performances, even though she's not a guest. So,
Hmm.
but let me get into my number five of the week. It's my girl Keela Richardson singing "Sign Still Deliver" by Stevie Wonder.
Hmm.
So I always remember my first season of American Idol I watched live was season 3, and I cannot remove Fantasia singing this from my brain.
Hmm.
She has the version of all versions for me. But I actually thought this was really good too. It lived up to her level. I don't know if it's gonna like surpass it, but it's a good number 2 for me. She really set herself apart with this version of it. She slowed down the intro, which was a great touch.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I really liked how it picked up at the end too. Um, I do think she's capable of having a moment as strong as her Ohana week, but
Hmm.
I want her to have that too. Like she's having really strong moments, but I want her to leave like a moment that has everybody speechless, kind of like Ohana week. That way she can really solidify herself as one of the main contenders because I think she's somebody who could win this for sure.
Hmm. She was also my number five this week. That I thought she was so good. I liked the energy. I really enjoyed the song. It was a good song choice for her. But I'm like you. I really loved Fantasia's version of "Sign Still Deliver." So I was like, and I kept hearing Fantasia
Mhm.
in Keela. And so I was like, oh, I hear it. And so it was hard to break the comparison, but I think she did really well. My only thing with Keela is still it happens every time she gets excited or she starts feeling it a little bit, she goes a little off the rails a little bit in her
Oh,
pitch. And so it was a little bit pitchy in the end, but that don't that don't always bother me because like if this was just her in her concert, that wouldn't bother me at all. But since this is a competition, I'm listening for stuff like that. But her and her concert, you feeling it, you just singing. And if we a fan and we didn't pay to see you, that ain't even gonna matter that much. So I enjoyed this. I thought the energy was great. I love that she slowed it down. I love that Neil was like, "What did we slow it down at the beginning?" He was like, "Let's." I liked
yep.
the critiques and how he helped with the arrangements of the song. So I love that. I thought it was really good. So yeah, she was my number five too.
Okay, good choice. My number 4. Okay, I had almost given up on him, uh, but he's so back. It's my boy Brooks singing "These Days"
Mm.
by Jackson Brown. This is what I've been waiting for from him. This reminded me of exactly how I felt watching his audition. It's the same vibe, very stripped back. It was just mesmerizing. Like
Mm.
this really showed the star power that I've known he's had. The judges have known he's had, but he just for some reason hasn't been picking the right song choices. So if he sticks with things like this, he can also be somebody who makes it to the finale, I think. So I thought this was great. By far my favorite performance of him since the live shows have been going.
Yeah, he was actually my number, not my number four. He was my number three.
Ooh, okay.
He was my number three. And what I wrote by his name was this song. I said vulnerable, emotional, hypnotic, and fitting. Those are the words that just came to my mind listening to this. It was so beautiful. It was so pretty. I really enjoyed it from him. And I was like, oh, I just, yeah, Brooks, you are so back, baby. For me, I was like, you are so back. This is where I think Brooks Lane is. Like, do I think he gonna be doing stadium tours and no. Brooks is gonna be at those festivals at that stage where people will go come and he go sit on that stage and he just go sing and folks gonna be mesmerized by his voice and it's gonna be so good to listen to. He has such a unique quality in his voice. Is I don't know. I'm seeing Brooke on some stages that ain't like the stages we used to see in American Idols and these performers. Like he go, I just see Brooke on just those TV shows and they do those spotlights and it's that one artist that they just have that's playing the artist in the coffee shop
Yeah.
and they just
Mhm.
Brooks to be doing everybody's coffee shop scenes and he gonna be just performing everywhere and it's just like Brooks is a hot ticket. You just want to go see it, but Brooks ain't gonna never be at no big stadium. So you be like, I gotta get him when I get him. He gonna be at these small clubs selling out like crazy, man. Oh, his voice is amazing and unique. Um, my number four though was Daniel. What
Okay.
he did to Living on a Prayer, I was like, yes, sir. I see, I get it. Because Daniel's like, I'm not a rock guy. Rock is not my lane that I'm gonna do. But what I can do is I can take this rock song and I can soul it up and I can church it up and I can R&B it up and I can make you feel like, that's a nice spin to this song. I really enjoyed it the way he churched it up. It was just amazing. I really, really enjoyed him. The only thing I need from Daniel is to come out more. He still feels a little stuck and stiff and his performance needs to be a little loose. He still feels tight. And I'm like, I need you to bust out this shell or this wall that you got up and actually perform and emote. He got the voice, he got the goods. He just needs to let loose a little bit and just perform. He just still feels a little boring, a little, I'm a
Mhm.
sing and I'm a good, but yeah, I loved it. Well, his arrangement to Living on a Prayer.
Yeah, I agree. He was my number six, so he was somebody I almost
Mm,
included. I really like this. This feels like if Stevie Wonder did "Living on a Prayer" because it just
mm-hmm.
had that funky vibe, especially
Yeah.
that Stevie did had like going on in the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really cool arrangement. I think my issue that I had with the song was that a lot of it's like in his lower register and not in the
Yes.
sweet part of his voice. And I wanted to hear more of like that sweet spot where he really
That's the
shines through.
performance. That's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Performance. He needs to come
Yes,
out.
yes.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, like I think he's so talented, by far one of the most
by
talented
far.
people in this group. But
Yes.
I do think he's probably the person that we've gotten to know as a person the least. And I keep getting worried that that's going
That
to result
scares
in him
me.
not getting votes. But he's still getting
Mm-hmm.
voted through, so I'm thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
But my number three was somebody who I thought gave their best performance thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that I thought was kind of overrated until now, but that's Hannah Harper doing
Mm.
"Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac. Now, part of it is because I freaking love this song. This is like one of the
Me
best written
too.
songs ever,
Me
and
too.
I thought she did a lot of justice. There were parts like in the lower notes where you could tell it was like a little bit of a struggle to hit those low notes, but everything else was perfect, pure, crisp. She showed me that she can do clean runs. I believed it. Like this, if she keeps doing this, she will be an unstoppable force because I think she's already the fan favorite for whatever reasons. But this showed that she deserves it. You know?
Yeah, I agree. She was my number two. She was my number
Okay.
two because I was hard on Hannah. I've been hard on Hannah this entire time. Even last week when we were like, Hannah's the front runner, I was like, in what world? In this world. She just showed me this week why she's the front runner and why people like her because this was her best performance yet. And like I think I agree with you. Maybe the bias is because I love Landslide. I love Landslide. I don't care who's singing it. I
Yeah.
love Landslide. I love it from Fleetwood Mac. I love it from the Dixie Chicks. Or the Chicks. I love it from anybody. I love the Glee cover of it. Like I love every version of Landslide. But what she did to it was beautiful. And when she got into her higher register and she gave her little, she didn't do too much. She wasn't overrunning, but the run she threw in there at the perfect time, it was her sweet spot. I was like, okay, Hannah, I see. I see now. I see what it is that people like about you. This was really, really, really good. I hope she get her bus so she can go out on tour with her kids and her family and they do the thing. But I thought I wrote, this was her best performance, great song choice, and she made great vocal choices.
Hmm. Absolutely
Period.
agree. Um, so yeah, I'm guessing we probably have the same number one. So let me get my number
Probably.
two out of the way,
Yes.
just because. Okay, I'm gonna say I put this person number two before I heard any of the judges' feedback, so I wasn't gonna let that influence me and drop them down.
Hmm.
But I'm sorry, I really liked Philman Lee's doing his performance of Hot
Hot
Blooded by
blooded.
Foreigner, and I will be honest, I mostly listened to it instead of watching it because I was at work
Hmm.
when this was playing. But vocally,
Yes.
perfect to me. I thought he sounded incredible. I thought he sounded like he was plucked out of that era. He's got a
Hmm.
voice that fits 100% with this style. And I was so into it. It's killer. It's killer. Now, does he have the stage presence or charisma? I think that's always been his struggle. And I think
Hmm.
that's really what hurt him with the judges and probably the audience. But like I said, I was mostly just listening to it. So I was loving what I was listening to. So that's why I have him number two. But I do understand that just him being kind of stiff and uncomfortable, that was his biggest downfall this season
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. He was my number six. He was my number six because
Okay.
I was
So we
like,
have the same top six.
right. He was my number six because I was like, he really did and if I didn't watch the performance and just heard it, I'm like, oh yeah, he killer. He killed that. I said very solid singing. His vocals, top, they were there, good. But watching him perform, it was uncomfortable to it was a lot of things working against him in this performance. It
Yeah.
was the earpiece didn't he was struggling with that ear mic. And
Yeah. I missed
then
that.
yeah, and then the jacket he was wearing was so big and bulky and it was wearing him. And so he couldn't even really move really. And I really wanted him to just snatch that jacket off. I really wanted him to just take it off, throw it down, and then just hot blooded. Like he really needed to get into the kid. You can't sing a song like Hot Blooded and then just be like hot blooded da 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 da. And even if you growling and you just standing there, like you got to like when Luke was like, I want to see your hair get messy. I was like, I know what he means. I understand it. I wanted to see him get raunchy with it, get grimy with it, and like rock out. And it was more of a powder puff version of a rock song instead of a
Mm,
grimy rock song. I don't know. I think certain rock songs you need to perform it, and this was one of those songs, and he didn't do it, but he sounded
yeah.
amazing, which is crazy.
So good. Yeah. Let me quickly shout out some other person because I at least want to give props to somebody who I think gave their best performance yet, even if it wasn't like one of my top favorites. But that's Lucas Leon doing Benny and the Jets by Elton John. This was by far my favorite thing he's done, like by a mile. Um, really good. I like him doing the piano. I like the switch up. I like that he did something that wasn't country. So very good.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think he did really well with that. My only thing with him, his diction, because
Yeah.
half the time I couldn't understand what he was saying. I was like, I need you to over pronounce your words when you sing it, because especially a song like Benny in the Jet. He was like, "Damn it again, 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 again," and I was like, "What are you saying? You have to over enunciate your words." But that was my only thing. Other than that, it was fine a performance.
Yep. People in the comments and leave a comment. Tell me if you love this song or hate it. Because my dad and I always debate about this song. He hates it.
I
I
love
love it.
Benny and
It's
the
like,
Jets.
yeah, it might be my favorite Elton John song. I love
Well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't
it.
gonna say that. But I do enjoy Benny and the Jets a lot. Like it's something about that boom, boom,
I know.
boom, 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 boom. I just like I vibe
It's
with
that
that.
driving beat. Yes, I love it.
Yes, I vibe with that a lot. So yeah, yeah. Oh my god,
Okay.
yeah. So I guess
I guess we'll get it.
number one
Yes.
is the
Kindle
same.
Inskeep. Yes, Kindle Inskeep.
Chris
So,
Tunga.
Chris, Braden.
But yeah, no, Jordan of
Jordan.
course singing "Somebody to Love." The only thing I
Oh,
wrote in my notes, David, the only thing I could write was praise hands emoji and yes, yes, that's lit, that's it. Oh,
yes.
so good.
So good. Yeah. Like this is one of my favorite songs ever anyways. Like I love Queen and I love this song, but
Hmm.
just the fact that he's always able to find the thing that, like the song that fits him the best. And he didn't even know this song, which is wild.
No, which is
But it
crazy.
yeah, it already almost has that church vibe to it and he
Hmm.
completely brought it to church. This I'm not only is this my favorite performance of the season so far, I think
Mm.
this is going to be an all-time favorite performance for me when I
Oh,
look back like years from now and I think about favorite American Idol performances. I think this is going to be a standout for me. I love this. Even you mentioning the song, like I started getting chills thinking about it.
yes,
So
yeah.
I
I,
freaking love this. Jordan, you can win. You can
I, I,
win.
I literally said when he was after he finished, I was like, he just won American Idol in my eyes. Like he should win American Idol because this was so stinking good. It was
Mhm.
so stinking good. I was like, the minute he started, because first of all, I do love this song too, and I got nervous when they said he was doing a Queen song, and they were like a ballad Queen. I was like, please don't do Bohemian Rhapsody. Please
I
don't
thought
do
that's
that.
what he was doing.
And I was like, don't do that. Please don't do that. But then when they said somebody love, I was like, oh, oh, yes. And the moment he opened his mouth and started singing it, I was like, oh, he finna eat this up. And he did. Yeah, the chills ran through my body. The chills ran through my
Mhm.
body. They knew what they were doing, putting him last. They
Oh,
knew.
yeah. And this is another song that's like special for me, like in American Idol history, because
Mm.
Elliot Yamin is one of my favorite
Yes.
American Idol contestants, and he
Hmm.
killed it when he
He
sang
really
this.
did.
Yeah, I think Jordan did better though.
Oh, he did better. Jordan did better. This was, like I said, praise hands emojis. Like
Perfection. Perfection.
perfection. It was nothing else to be said about that. Like if
Mhm.
oh, I can't. I oof. Oh, I couldn't. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But we did bring slides because we want to keep up with our American Idols as they leave us. And this was going from our top 11 to our top 9.
Yeah. Who are
So
you
we
hoping would leave?
oh, I was hoping Chris would leave and Braden would leave.
Me too. Me too. They were my two lowest ones of the night.
Yep.
I mean, Kindle was rough, but I think she had vocal issues
And
going
and
on.
that's the only reason I wasn't like mad at her because I'm like, this is a singing competition. She's been singing all the time. That happens. And I think
And she's
even
proven
with her,
herself.
right, even with her voice going out and or not or having trouble with her voice, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a horrible performance. It just wasn't her best. But yeah, it wasn't horrible.
Right.
But yeah, I thought Chris, he sang Cold as Ice. We're gonna talk
It was
about
a
Cold as
little
Ice
better than he
again.
usually is.
It is a
Yeah,
little.
we'll
It
talk
was a
about
little
it.
bit better. We're gonna talk about Cold as Ice again in our next show that we talk about.
Mhm.
Interesting enough, but yeah. But it was. I wrote meh for his performance. That's the only word note I wrote. Meh. And Braden sang Superstition from Stevie Wonder, and I was like, I didn't like this song for him. And the
It was my
judges were
least
like, Oh,
favorite.
I loved it for you. I was like,
No.
No.
He thinks he's a singer that he's not.
He thinks he's a soul singer. He
He
really
does.
thinks he's an R&B soul singer, and he is so not. And I need those judges to be honest with him and tell him, you are a pop singer.
Right.
You sing pop songs. Soul R&B is not your lane. It's not. He is not going to. Braden, let me just tell you something real quick. You are not going to thrive on R&B radio. You go come out of American Idol and you go try to make an R&B record, and it's not going to work on R&B radio. We will pass you by in a heartbeat. You have to be a special kind of white boy to make it on R&B radio. I'm being so freaking for real. Look who we got. We got Robin Thicke, who is an amazing soul singer. We got Justin Timberlake, who is an amazing soul singer. You got John B, who is an amazing soul R&B singer. We don't just invite regular mediocre white men into the R&B space. You just not go do that. And Post Malone, or is that what's the dude who came up with the record Monica just now? Is it not who's that name? I can't even remember who that dude is. I don't like him either. But we don't just invite regular old. You got to be a special kind of white boy to get onto R&B radio because R&B is something else for us. And so he ain't that. And I don't know why he think he that. Who is telling him that he that? Because he
Yeah,
ain't that boy.
he's not. He's not. He doesn't have the control. Like it, especially the runs. I'm like, these are not soulful run. Like the runs have to like come from your soul, literally, and they're just like jilted. You know?
It's very manufactured. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's cosplay. Like you hear what somebody doing and you try to imitate it, but you can't
Hmm.
duplicate it. And it's not coming for your soul. It has, like you said, it has to come from the soul. And it's
Hmm.
I don't believe him.
Me
And
neither.
I think that's something. Well, they talked about it on The Voice. People, uh, when you hear a singer, you have to authenticity is what is key, and you have to believe what they're singing. I believe most of these people. Him, I don't believe. I don't believe him. But of course, we can't get nice things. We can't have it our way because David and I are only two people, two votes of the millions of votes that come through, I guess.
I didn't vote.
I didn't vote either because I didn't watch
I
it
don't
until
watch it
today.
live. Yeah,
I didn't watch it live. I don't have time to watch it live, y'all. So I can probably hardly ever vote. I'm sorry.
I
But
will for the finale, no matter what.
I will watch finale live because I want to make sure the people who
Mhm.
I might need to start early since the way this is going because
Right.
I might have to start watching live now because man, these votes are crazy. But we do have to leave two people behind, and y'all, Ray
No,
and Philman.
it's not right.
Okay, now here's the thing: was Ray's performance great? She did MacArthur Park. No, it felt a little screechy to me. It wasn't my favorite performance from her. This was the first time I'm in since the store started. I'm like, oh, Ray, I didn't really like that much. But was she the worst? Absolutely not.
She wasn't bottom three.
She was mm,
Bottom four? Yes.
bottom four, probably not. Will she be my bottom three?
I had Kendall below her, along with Chris and
Yeah,
Braden.
I think that will be my bottom three. I think Chris, Braden, and Kendall will probably be my bottom three. But yeah, Kendall, she wasn't going nowhere for me. But for Ray and filming did such a good job. I am so annoyed. Annoyed.
It's a tale as old as time with American Idol. Like, if you're a cute young white guy, you can just slide on through. People will vote for you no matter what. So, people like
Even if they
Braden and Lucas, like, I hope they leave soon, but I have no idea. They could be in the finale, and it wouldn't
they
surprise me.
probably at this point, I don't. But Ray and Philman, um, you did not deserve.
No.
You did not deserve, but
You have fans in
unfortunately.
us.
You do have fans in us. I appreciate. I can't wait to see what y'all do next, and hopefully, we'll see you soon on these charts or on the hear y'all on the radio sometime. But
Mhm.
oh, that is that for American
We got
Idol.
Jennifer next week.
We do. Oh, I
Yay!
love
My
that for
fave.
us.
Hmm.
I love that for us. I love that we get to get Jennifer Hudson to be the mentor and on the panel.
Hmm.
Love that. This is the quickest we got through American Idol before. Let's keep it rolling. Because we do have two shows to talk about for The Voice because we have the semifinals and the finals. So I think this deserves a little bit more time. So let's get into The Voice. And I'm going to remind you all who we have on The Voice. I'm going to take out, I'm going to swap out American Idol. And I'm going to enter in Here Comes The Voice.
Ding,
Team
ding.
Team Adam is with Alexia, Jared, and Jeremy. Team Kelly is JW, Liv, McKinley, and Team John is KJ, Lucas, and Sid. I have to say, this semifinal round, 8 down. Everybody came with their absolute best that they could. I felt so good watching this semifinals. This was good. I don't think I had a bad thing to say about anybody. There's rankings, of course. I think some people did better than others, but I don't think I have a bad word to say about anybody in this semifinals because I feel like all 9 of these people brought the best that they could in this semifinals.
Okay. I mostly agree. I think there's one person that kind of let me down. Didn't live
Okay.
up to my expectations, not even
Okay.
close, but I still thought everybody was good. And I will say, Team Kelly made me eat my words from last week. Team
Oh,
Kelly brought it.
Team Kelly. Yeah, I said they were the weakest team. I still believe. Well, no, no. I switch. I think Team Adam had the weakest team,
Mhm.
but had the strongest person.
Right. Correct.
Mhm.
Spoiler. Spoiler for our number one, I guess.
I mean, come on. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Let's go. Let's just talk about it. I kind of want to give everybody their props and their
Right.
flowers, so I kind of want to talk about everybody in this. So, I don't know how you got yours situated and ranked. So
I have
you
them in
do.
order that they performed.
Me
If
too.
we want. Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Well, let's
And I
start
do have
with.
my ranking for each of them as well.
Okay. Well, then let's start from the beginning. Let's start with KJ. He started us off singing "Higher Ground" from Stevie Wonder. Team John. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm such a fan of KJ. Like he is a showman. Anything
Hmm.
that Philman is lacking, he has. I love the suit. First of all, I don't
Love the
usually
suit.
notice what people are wearing, but I'm like, this is a flashy suit. And not many people can tackle this song. I
I
know
know, right?
Braden would love to, but he
He would
can't.
try, but no.
Um, but he's got the chops for this, and I thought it was really, really strong. He's so reliable, by far one of the most reliable vocalists in this competition. I really, really enjoyed this. This was a strong number 4 for me overall.
Over, yeah. I think he ate this up. I really do. I was like, oh, KJ, you really ate this up for me. I enjoyed Higher Ground so much from him and his interpretation of this song. Um, I just enjoyed everything about it. I enjoyed the performance. I enjoyed the vocals. I enjoyed the look. Yes, I love the gold suit. The gold suit was everything. I enjoyed the background dancers of it. Like I enjoyed the performance of this song, and he really did a good job. Like I didn't rank it in like overall. I did it from like for teams, and for me, he was like my second favorite on John Team John. I was like, he's number 2 in Team John for me. I thought he did a really good job. Oh, it was so good. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed
Okay,
him. I really did. But
same, same.
let's move on to McKinley singing "I'm Not the Only One" on Team
Yeah,
Kelly.
yeah. So this is a great song. I love this song. I will say she started out and I was like, oh, her diction's like affected. Like it's doing that, like imitating how a lot of people sing. But the more it went on, I was like, okay, wait a second.
Hmm.
um, I was like, this tone is so beautiful. Like she has an incredible tone to her voice. And I think this is the first time for me that it really, really shined. Um, she like especially when she got to the chorus, it was so good. Like she almost has like the stylings of like Brandy Carlisle or
Mm.
Grace Potter. Especially she does the coolest thing ever when she like flips from her chest voice to her head voice.
Hmm.
It's hypnotic. Like it's like that thing that she can do is better than almost anything anybody else can do in this competition. So I
Mm.
love when she does that. She made me eat my words. Overall, for me, this was a strong number 5 for the night.
Mm. When she started singing, I was like, okay, okay. And then she started going, and her tone was just so rich and beautiful. And then she started doing the flippy chest to head voice thing, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god! The only thing I could write down was I love her interpretation of this song. Like the way she interpreted it and the way she changed it and flipped it and made it McKinley, it was absolutely beautiful. She was just, oh, it was like you said, it was hypnotic, it was melodic, I was hook, line, and sinker in McKinley. And at first I was like, oh, she gonna be, oh, this is probably my number one performance of Team Kelly. Like she is eating this up. After all is said and done, she was my number two in Team Kelly, but she masterfully ate the song up. It was beautiful. I was like, "Woo, Team Kelly, Team Kelly." You started off strong, Team Kelly, because I was like, y'all the weak ones. McKinley said, weak where? Weak who? It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Mhm.
Moving on to Jeremy from Team Adam, who sang Whip Appeal.
I love this song. I love
Love this
this is
song
one of
so much.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Babyface songs. So, look, he's another person I've been a little hard on,
Me too.
because, like, I don't know that he's been a big standout in this group. But for me, I think this was probably his best moment in the competition. It just felt really laid back and cool, and it built in the ways that it needed to throughout the performance. He just showed a really cool vibe overall. So I was like, okay, come on, Jeremy, you're actually bringing it when you need to. I think the problem is like he's up against a lot of really tough competition who is also
Mhm.
bringing it.
Yep.
So I did love this. My only thing is like, does he have a like instantly recognizable voice compared to a
Mm,
lot of people in this
mhm,
competition? And I'm not sure that he does,
mhm,
but for this actual performance, he was really, really strong. For me, I think it was number 6 overall,
mm.
which is not bad. 6 is
No,
very good.
it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I love the song so much. Oh, this is my sister. This is Nisha's favorite Babyface song as well. And
Taste.
yes, taste indeed. And when I found out he was singing, I was like, "Ooh, period." And then when he came out in that white suit, and then the smoke was rising from the ground, it was giving me very 90s R&B video and very Babyface video. If anybody's seen the Babyface video when he sang the song, if you haven't, go look it up. Very much the same white suit on the stage, had three background singers behind him. I was waiting for the background to just be like, because if you know, you know. But I love the song. I think he sang it beautifully. Was it anything that was going to propel him to the top? No. But what it did was make people listen. And I think at this point in time in this competition, people already know who you are. You got to make people listen. And I think he did just that. He's 40 years old. So he has to get out there and just grind and do what he needs to do if he wants to be that singer. But I think he made people listen to him with this one. And I love that for him. I love that he was able to come and like another background singer stepping out and doing what he does and gets to have that shine. And I hope he just goes and runs with it. Go and be singing at some of these clubs. Go
Mhm.
do all these things and get out there and perform it. You know, you don't have to sing at Madison Square Garden. You could sing at Club Nouveau down the street, but it's people still go pay to see you. So I think he has a great voice. He just needs to find what he go do and just do it because this was beautiful. I enjoyed him.
Yep. No cap.
He no cap. He was like I thought he was on Team Adam, my number two.
Okay, I think we might have very similar rankings.
Hmm. Let's get into Sid singing Into You from Team John.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and put it out there. I said there was one person that I was a little disappointed by, and for me that was Sid. But for me, okay, well, oh, I can't wait to hear your thoughts then. Uh, for me, she set the bar so high for herself. So I was really expecting something great here. And I thought she had an interesting arrangement to it. She's got really strong pop appeal with her voice. Um, I just wanted something more driving in the chorus. Like, I think part of the appeal of the chorus of this song is like the upbeat quality to it. So when you take that away, you do this slowed down version, there's no driving element for it. So I kept waiting for her to have a moment and take it somewhere next level, and it never came. And I know she's capable of that. She's shown that many times. So for me, I still like this overall, but just not compared to what I'm used to hearing from Sid. So overall, she was number 7 for me.
We definitely have very differing opinions on this because this was, I wrote in all caps. In all caps. I absolutely love this. Praise hands emojis. Because we've seen Sid do the big thing. Her first performance, she gave us Jessie J out the gate, and it was bang, bam,
Mhm.
bam, 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 bam. Like, we know she could do that. What we did not know and what we haven't really seen from Sid is the vulnerability that she can show. Like, she did a slow song, but it wasn't vulnerable. Like, she wasn't vulnerable in that song. She just sang it. This was the first time that we saw Sid in her vulnerability. This was the first time we saw Sid. She took a song, like you said, that has that driving force that boom, 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 and she just stripped it all away and gave us. But she didn't take the whole drive away. And see, that's the thing we missed it. Just because she didn't give us a boom, 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 the drive was still there. It was just a subtle boom, 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 boom. It was just a, it was there, but it was like you had to, you gotta catch it. If you can't catch the beat, then I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But you had to catch it. It was a subtle drive, and she just, oh, her voice is like silk. Her voice is like butter, and when you take that, and she stripped it all the way down to that, and it was just, it was sultry, it was sexy, it was seductive, it was flirty, it was fun, but it was vulnerable all at the same time. That whole, what John was talking about, that whole woman power and taking the lead and taking the move, and women don't usually do that. And so it was kind of like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna take the power in my hand and do it. And she just played. It was everything. Like the story she was telling when she was singing that song, I felt it. I caught it. I loved it. She was my favorite. Like she was number one for me on Team John. I was like, she ate that up. It was. I felt everything she was trying to do in this song. I was like, girl, I I need her to represent Team John. I think if she represented Team John, we would have had a better fight in the finals. But
It's
I think
possible.
she I think she did. This was one of my favorite performances of the night.
Okay.
It was
Well,
beautiful.
I'm glad we don't agree on everything. It's more fun when we disagree, right?
Let's go into Jared for Team Adams singing Soul Shine.
Yeah, Soul Shine by the Allman Brothers Band. So, as usual, his voice is strong. I think this song fits him well. He kept like a hint of country, even though this isn't a straight up country song. So, I thought that was smart. He showed more broad appeal with this. Um, I think, like, similar to some of a couple of other people, I was hoping he would kick it into second gear near the end, and it never like went to this next level, kind of like Sid for me. So yeah, he didn't push too hard, and I think this is the time you want to like throw it all out there. So I
Mhm.
still liked him overall, but I wanted more of a moment. So for me, he was number 8 out of 9.
He was the one I was not happy with. I
Yeah,
was a little like, oh, I wanted more. He
yeah.
just gave us just enough. It wasn't bad. I literally wrote down solid performance. It wasn't bad at all. I just wanted a little bit more from Jared, and I think he played it very, very safe. And That's why I didn't like that, but I thought he still sounded good though. That's the thing. He sounded good. He looked good. He like I want to hear more from Jared. I want to hear his record. I would love to hear what he comes up with. And it was uh, I like him. I really do like him. I just felt like he just felt defeated a little bit in this in this fun semifinals, and I just wanted him to just come out a little bit more with everything, but it was fine. Let's move on to Liv singing Flashdance. What a feeling.
Okay, first of all, I forgot she was only 16. Um, like she's so good for a 16-year-old. And the fact that she created this arrangement herself, while you had other people who had really cool arrangements, but a lot of that was like a collaboration with their
Mm-hmm,
mentor. She came in prepared with this. She started off a cappella, which is brave in itself, because if
mm-hmm,
you start off on the wrong note a cappella, you're screwed. Um,
mm-hmm,
but she surely did not start off on the wrong note. I thought the arrangement was great. Like, and I mean this in a compliment, but it almost sounded like a Disney ballad. Like, I
mm-hmm.
mean that in the best way.
Oh,
Like,
in the
the
best way.
there
Yeah.
are incredible Disney ballads, but like she has a voice that can fit that. Like she could be like a Disney, like a or a Broadway performer, but she also has just as much pop appeal, like mainstream.
Mm-hmm,
I think she's got a lot of room with her voice to tackle anything she wants, and she's peaking at the exact right time. This
mm-hmm.
was so good. This was my number three overall for the night.
Yeah. I I was so nervous when I heard what she was singing. I was like, "Oh, Flashdance, what a feeling." That song can be cheesy, it can be corny, it can be lame, but what she did with this arrangement, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I too forgot she was 16 years old. But and honestly, I'm gonna be so honest, I forgot about Liv in this competition until tonight, until this semifinal round. I mean, I remember her. I thought when Kelly stole, saved her, super save, and kept her in the competition, I was like, okay, I remember. She did good. She did nice. It was fine. Cool. I wrote her off a long time ago. She just shut my mouth on why you should never write anybody off because I was like, ooh, my bad girl. She ate this up. And I was like, and I agree with you. It sounded like this could have been a Disney song, a very good, one of the good Disney songs that we remember, like Circle of Life and Reflections and the big ones that we Beauty and the Beast, like you'd be like, ooh,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, I remember those. It's not the obscure ones where you don't remember. You're like, oh, that was a
Right.
Disney song. No, it's one of those top ones where you'd be like, yes, yes, put this on now and I'm gonna listen to it. What she did with this, it was so beautiful. And like you said, brave to start off a song a cappella. Brave. But she did it. To be 16 and to have the chops and the wherewithal and the gumption to come to Kelly Clarkson and say, I have my own arrangement. This is what I want to do. And Kelly was like, girl, yeah. You have to have some nerve, and she did, and I appreciate. She was my number one from Team Kelly for sure. This was beautiful. This was beautiful, beautiful, and beautiful.
Agreed.
uh Up next, Alexia singing I Never Loved a Man the Way That I Love You from Aretha Franklin.
Okay. So this is already one of my favorite songs because like I love Aretha Franklin and this is an incredible song from her catalog. It's one that you don't hear enough on these shows too because like if you can nail the song you can really really sing. Um but like I thought she's like I'm going to show them the bluesiest song possible right now
Oh,
and I'm going to nail it. Um all of her choices that she made throughout this performance were impeccable. Impeccable. I love the grit. She looked incredible too. I wrote down winner. Uh, this, it's crazy that this happened the same night as Someone to Love, with
Mm-hmm.
Jordan because he sang my favorite song of the season for American Idol. This was my favorite performance of the season for The Voice. This was
Uh,
incredible. Top tier.
I simply wrote perfection. I said that's all I could write for this. This was perfection at its finest. Like she looked amazing. First of all, girl, you look incredible. She came out with her blonde fro this time. I was like, okay, blonde fro, period. And, her gold shimmies. I was like, you, but Mobile, Alabama, stand up. I see you, girl. She ate. It was uh, perfection. There's nothing else to say after that. I felt so bad for JW coming behind that
Right.
because, wow, I wouldn't want to come behind that. Even if I sang out my soul, I wouldn't want to come behind that because she sang, it was pure perfection. Pure perfection. But let's move on to JW because honestly, JW sang Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground from Willie Nelson. And
Yeah.
I thought he did beautiful.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. So this is not a song that I'm familiar with, but I put down. He sounds like he's plucked right out of the '60s. Like he feels like
Mm,
he could be doing this back in the day, like this old school country.
mm,
It fit him so well. Uh, the vocals were so pretty. Um, I just think there's a lot of heavy hitters in this competition. So like him at
right.
his best, which I think this was the best he's done, it's hard to compete with all these other people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so this was my least favorite performance of the night, but it was not bad by any means. It's just more of a like stylistic preference
Mm-hmm.
because country's not my thing, and I'm pretty open about that.
Mm-hmm.
But he still did really well. So yeah, it was my number 9 overall.
I wrote beautiful, authentic, and his best performance. Like that's what I felt from him. It was very beautiful. And I think I agree with you. He sounds like he was plucked right from that era of Willie Nelson in the 60s, 70s, where he could just go and sing folk country and it just people will love it. I think JW has a great career in country music. If for those people who are looking for that authentic country sound again, because it needs to make that revival and have people just listen. But it's beautiful, and again, he is somebody who I can see at these festivals and in these small clubs and these smaller venues just selling it out, and people who just love authentic country music will flock to him because he has a beautiful instrument in his voice. And I have to say Team Kelly definitely surprised me because they all did really well, but he was my third from Team Kelly, but he
Mhm.
did so good. I was very happy. This was definitely his best performance. I was mesmerized. I was literally like, when he finished, I was like, oh, he's finished. I wanted to hear like 2 more minutes of that. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And last but not least, there is Lucas from Team John singing Paul McCartney's Maybe I'm Amazed.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like we have agreed so much on Team Kelly and Team Adam, but it's really Team John that I think we're a little flipped
Hmm.
because I know where he ranks for you and I know where he
Hmm.
ranks for me. I thought this was incredible. So for me, this is the kind of song that really allows somebody to have a moment on a show because this is a song that really progresses and builds and has an incredible chorus. I love this song so much. I just felt artistic energy oozing out of him the whole time he was performing this. He had so much maturity in his voice. It's crazy to think that he's 21 and he
Hmm.
sounds like that much of a man, you know? Like I never
Hmm.
sounded like that when I was 21. Yeah, I felt like this could have been like a performance you turn on the Grammys and you're seeing somebody perform at the
Hmm.
Grammys.
Hmm.
This was by far my favorite thing that he's done. And I thought like he's been strong, but he's been pretty consistently number 3 out of these group of people for Team John for me. But
Hmm.
this was a week where he said, "No, don't count me out. I'm gonna be number 1 this week." For me, he was number 2 overall for the night, and he was my top for Team John.
He was definitely team number 3 for me for Team John. I thought this was a good performance. I do agree with you though. His good performance is still better than a lot of people. His good performance for me is still better than a lot of people, a few people on it in the show. Like he really did really well. I thought it was good, but I felt like it was it was something at the end of this song where he was just it sounded a little like he was struggling to get some of these notes out at the end of the song. I don't know why it was that. But I really he's an artist. He is a artist, and I will give him that 100%. And I was like, I don't know. I like him, but do I feel like he's going to be the best for Team John to win this thing? I'm not sure, especially with Sid and KJ. He always ranked in the bottom of that group for me. For me, still, he stayed at number 3 for me. Um,
Mm.
I think he did a good enough job. I think he did. I wasn't upset with the results, but I was just like, interesting.
Yeah. What's interesting though about the way this is formatted is I'm pretty sure since this was not filmed live, this
Hmm.
no telling how long ago it's been filmed. I wouldn't be surprised if the people in the audience who were voting, this was the first time they heard everybody sing.
Yeah.
So that kind of puts everybody at a blank slate.
Hmm.
So like if somebody in the audience didn't know, like, oh wait, Sid has killed it in a lot of our
Hmm.
other performances, or KJ is so consistent, and if they're just hearing like these three people for the first time, I absolutely understand why Lucas will get voted through. And I think it really, like, it's like splitting hairs because all three are great. But for me, I actually, if I had to pick based on performance for this night, one person from John, one person from Adam, and two people from Kelly, I think the audience made the perfect decisions. Those are the people I would have voted through just based on the night.
Team Adam, Team Kelly, they got it right. Team John, I think they didn't. That's just my personal opinion. But I will say, in the finale, we do get our final four.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, in this finale, Lucas showed me why he should have been in the finale. I'm
Okay.
going to give him that. I'm going to give him that. But let's talk about the finale and let's just talk about this final four because each person got to do 3 songs. We saw them do 2 songs that they chose, and then a duet with their coach, which was cute. Um, Alexia started the show off, and she gave us Lady Marmalade. This woman sang Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin again, and now Patti LaBelle. What are you trying to do, Diva? Diva, what are you doing? What are you trying to do, Diva? You trying to just out diva everybody. You just saying, I'm gonna throw every diva under the sun at y'all, and I'm gonna sing it flawlessly. What? Lady Marmalade? Are you get out of here, Alexia. Get out of here.
Yeah. Like I thought it was a great song choice because like we've seen her do like incredible ballads or slowed down songs, but I wanted to see this like upbeat energy, and she's just as good with this. So yeah, I thought this was incredible. Like she brought sass to the song. I felt like this was also the most personality we've seen
Mhm.
out of her in a performance because she's usually so composed. But I was actually like, okay, I know who you are. You're kind of silly and like I don't know. I was getting more character from her. So she was doing that at the right time. She really felt like a seasoned pro for me. This was excellent. Overall, I ranked the 2 solo performances that everybody did. So this was number 3 out of those 8 performances for me. So good.
Okay. Yeah, so great was all I wrote down for the notes. Like so great. I enjoyed every second of it, and she looked amazing again, yet again. Uh let's move on to McKinley, who gave us Almost Is Never Enough. I have
Yeah.
this song is one of my favorite songs.
Who is it?
I love this song, and I haven't heard this song in a minute. And it was like she just scratched something in my brain, and I was like, "Oh, I really do love this." Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I love the song.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not really familiar with this song, so nothing was scratched in my brain. But once again, I loved her tone on this. I really feel like it took till this week where she's really coming into her own in the competition. Still, like the enunciation issues for me are there, but it didn't bother me too much. Um, I think there's other songs she could have benefited from, like with having a bigger moment, but it's still those transitions from chest voice to head voice that were everything for me. And she really showed those off here. Like it's a superpower that she has. She needs to do that as much as she can because that will always grab people's attention. So overall, this was number 4 for me.
Here's the thing with McKinley this week for me. McKinley just showed us what her records are going to sound like. She's cool. She's so vibey, and it's a laid back kind of vibe. Like she's so cool. And I think that's the kind of records we're going to get from McKinley, where it's like, she's just cool. And I love it. I love, absolutely love it. I said her voice is so beautiful. How she interprets a song is beautiful. What she took the song and just, oh, it was one of those things where I'm like, I could put her record on, I think, and just, if I can drive, I would just put her record on and just drive. Just get on the highway, open road, and just drive. And it'd be so chill. It'd be so vibey. It'd be like, yes. I just feel like she is that. She is that. I'm gonna put your record on while I'm cleaning my house because I just like, I'm gonna put it on, let it play, have that soulful, vibey sound just going. I'm gonna take care and get my whole house clean listening to you. Like, and coming from, look, in the black household, when if you get on our playlist for our Saturdays morning spring cleaning playlist, baby, you that girl, you that vibe, because we only vibe out when we cleaning, because that we got to keep ourselves moving. But yeah, I loved it. I thought she was so beautiful. It was just so beautiful.
Mhm. I agree.
Lucas singing "Cold as Ice." Thank you, Lucas. I thank you for singing this song and taking that other awful version that I heard out of my brain and putting in a decent version of that song back into my brain, because he sang Cold as Ice way better than Chris did it on American Idol. Just saying. Okay. But anyway, Cold as Ice.
Fair. I'm glad you said decent.
Yeah, I
um,
decent.
be- yes, because it's funny. You said that he really proved himself in these final group of performances, and for me, it's kind of the opposite. For me, this was where I was like, I think maybe Sid or KJ could have done better in this final episode. So, and I did like him. So for me, I thought this was just kind of an unusual song choice. It was unexpected,
Mm-hmm.
um, which could be good, but I felt like he was venturing too far out of his style with this performance, and I think
Mm-hmm.
he should have stuck with something that really works for him, and not take this kind of risk in the finale. His voice still sounded good. It sounded maybe slightly more generic than it usually does, but I still liked him. But for me, this was one of my lower ranked performances of the night. I had it number 7. It was still miles better than Chris.
Miles better than Chris. It was, and I will say decent. And I do think he showed why he was in the final four, but his second song is what really did it for me. This one was nice. I said he had nice vocals, but the problem is, and here's where his problem lies with this song. I found myself listening to the band and the background singers way more than I was listening to him. And that's a
Is Jeremy
problem.
out there?
That's a problem. No, I just really, it just felt it was a problem for me, because if I find myself like, oh, that arrangement is so good, and I'm listening to what the band is doing and not what the singer is doing, that's a problem. And that's why I found myself, because I'm like, ooh, the background singer's doing that. Cold as ice. And then they break it into harmony. I'm listening to them and I'm not listening to the lead. And I do. It was nice vocals, but this was not my favorite performance of Lucas. And in this moment, I was like, oof, see, I told y'all, should have been Sid. Should have been Sia to KJ. I told y'all. It was in this moment where I said that I was like, he is not the winner for Team John. And it was nice. Way better than Chris. So I will give him that. But it was just it wasn't
It
his
was
best.
cold as
It
nice.
was cold as nice. It was,
Yep.
but what I will say, his performance was he performed the song. He actually gave something where, mm, yeah, it still just wasn't his best. But yeah, let's move on to Liv, who sang the
Girl.
great girl, who sang the greatest from Billie Eilish. Girl.
Yeah. I wrote down she's ready to go record an album.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean I like her best when she does like a stripped back ballad like this. Her voice is so beautiful. The slow build, like I think I've talked about like songs building so much, but that's really what works for these kind of performance shows is just like taking it somewhere and then bringing it to the next level gradually. And
Mm-hmm.
this was the perfect song to do that. This is another song that I was not familiar with, and like at this point, I'm like, she is putting up a strong fight because for me in this first round, she was my favorite of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
She was my number two overall with this performance.
I can see that. I can see that. This was beautiful. I just said simply beautiful. Like she built, everything about this was beautiful from the way she looked to the way she sounded to the way she performed it. Everything was beautiful. I was like, girl. I haven't like, and I was not familiar with the song either, but I was like, okay, now I want to see how Billie Eilish sang it, and do I like how she sang it, or do I like how Billie sang it? Like this, she it was beautiful. She is ready. She is ready to go make a record and get out there, start touring. Like she's ready. She's eager. She's driven. She's motivated. That no turn in season 28 motivated her, and she is motivated. She is ready. And baby, she this was so good, so good. One of her for me, I was like, this is probably her best performance. This
I think
is
so.
this might be her best performance because this was so good, good. Up next is McKinley, and she's singing "Man I Need" from Olivia Dean, which is a very popular song right now, which is also very scary to do. And I think this might not have been her best choice to do, but I think she did a good job.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great song, but I don't think it's a great song for a show like this. Like
Yes.
it doesn't give you the moments you need.
Mm-hmm.
She sounded good. It sounded like maybe a little lazy. um, but yeah, I think this would be good a good vibe for her for an album.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when it comes to a finale, I want something that's going to give a standout moment. And this was not even close to a standout moment. This felt like she had taken so many steps forward, and then she was just taking a big step back. For me, this was my least favorite performance of the night, so I had her number 8.
Mm-hmm. I can, yeah. It wasn't my favorite performance of the night either. I was like, oh, it was nice, but not like you said, finale worthy of a song. It was just, it was okay. But she still has a beautiful voice. And I agree. This is her vibe. That's her vibe. If she was to sing this at an award show, period. If she was to sing this at a festival, period. But for a finale in the competition, maybe not the right choice. Lucas singing Ordinary People by John Legend in front of John Legend being on Team Legend. This is where I
Yeah,
said this is what his best performance was because I think he sang this so beautifully. He took liberties and made it. Oh, it was so pure, and oh, I loved what he did with this song. I I loved it so much. Oh, I loved it so much.
Yeah, I was skeptical when I heard the song choice, to be honest. Just because like I really love the original. Like this is probably my favorite John Legend song. And
Hmm.
he's got a lot of good songs to choose from. But it actually surprisingly fit him well. Um, like I thought he found a good way of marrying his style to the style of the song. Like he found a good way to combine them. Um, yeah, so this was good. He also made it sound more modern too.
Mm.
Um, yeah, especially after what we got with Cold as Ice. I'm glad he was able to do something that sounds like, even though this song is like 20 years old, he still made it sound like it could be on the radio right now. So I did think this was a step back in the right direction. For me though, it was a strong night, so I still had this number 6 overall.
I can see that. I can see. I think this was his best performance on of the night for sure. But yeah, I can definitely see that. Liv gave us "What a Girl Wants" from Christina Aguilera, but she gave it to us in a way Christina never did.
Very true. Yeah. I love that she's not afraid to switch up arrangements. So I will always give her props like that for that. She sounds like a pure pop star. Um, this is the time though where I felt the youth in her voice. Like it felt a little bit too youthful for me on this song. Um, and it took a little while to build, but once you got to the payoff, it was very strong. I just wanted it to come a little bit sooner than it did. So for me, this was not her best performance of the night or of the week, but I still enjoyed it overall. So this was my number 5.
I still loved it. I thought she ate it up. That's literally what I wrote. She ate that up. I love this arrangement of this song. And I feel like her youthfulness is what made this song better for me because this is a youthful song. I don't want old people singing "What a Girl Want," "What a Girl." I don't want the maturity in that song. I like the youthfulness in that song because that's what Christina was at that time when she was singing that song. That's how I heard the song. That's how I know the song. That's how I live. So when I hear that song, I don't want to hear 40-year-old "What a Girl Wants." I don't want that. I need the youthfulness behind that song. So her airiness and playfulness and whimsicalness of that song, what she did with it, I loved it. I love the Spanish guitar at the beginning. I love the stripped down version, and then she brought it in slowly and brought it up to speed, and it was. Oh, and I love the imagery of all the women behind her, like, yeah, what a girl. Like it was, this was a award show performance. This is like I could see her singing that at the Teen Choice Awards. I could see her singing that at the at a like a MTV movie awards or something like that, or not VMAs because you got to go bigger for VMAs, but I could see her singing it at a smaller award show, the Nickelodeon Awards or something like that, singing that song with that set and that group of people in that play. I thought it was beautiful. She ate it up. I really enjoyed it. And I love that she's fearless and will change up arrangements and will go out and do stuff. And like, she's 16. She like, what I got to lose. And I love
Yeah.
that for her. Be fearless.
I will say, if you do want to hear like a mature voice singing "What a Girl Wants,"
I don't.
I think it was I think it was season 3 or 4 of The Voice. There was a woman named Judith Hill that auditioned with "What a Girl Wants," and it's still one of my favorite blind auditions. It's so good. I might have to send you a link to
You probably will. And I'll probably still listen and like it, but then I'm like, but I
that.
still don't. No, I don't mind it. But I like for her, this is what I liked. I
Yeah.
enjoy her youthfulness in this. I might like it from other people, but from her, I like that she showed us she was still 16 because I need to be reminded because her voice is so mature and her voice and she's so driven. We sometimes need to be reminded she's still 16 years old. Yeah, let me not look at her as a grown woman, an adult who should be on that stage singing like a grown woman, an adult. She's still 16. So thank you for reminding me that you're still
Yep.
16, Liv. I appreciate you. But oh, what a night! I knew what y'all were doing. Voice, y'all not slick. I knew exactly what y'all were doing when we started this second round, and
They were
Alexia
Vanessa
did not go
Williamsing.
first. Huh?
They were Vanessa Williamsing. They were saving the best for last.
Period. Period. Because Alexia comes on and she sings Adele, One and Only. And it's so rare for us to hear Kelly say, "Oh, I don't know this song." But to hear Kelly Clarkson say, "Oh, I don't know this Adele song," I was like, "You don't know
How?
this song? How do you not know this song, Kelly? What do you mean?" But uh I don't have many notes for this song for Alexia. The only thing I wrote, what can't this woman sing? What can't she sing? Because we have not found out on this show what she sounds bad, what song doesn't sound good with her. She sings everything great. And this is no exception. She moved me. I was sobbing with the judges. I was like, "Oh my God, girl. Oh my God." She moved me. I felt elevated. I felt levitated. I was like, and everything, the imagery and everything that they did, Alexia, the queen that you are. That is all.
Yeah, I agree. I wrote down immediate chills. So, yeah, this is how you make a moment for me. Like, I've been saying, I want moments from all of these people, but she knows how to do it. She's one of the best people at conveying emotion through her tone. She had the perfect runs and trills throughout the song. It was just a winning performance. Like, the fact that the two coaches that aren't even on your team, or you're not even on their team, are both sobbing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, wrap it up. It's done. You're the winner, girl.
You're done.
Like,
Wrap.
she removed any doubt that she was going to be the
None.
winner.
Oh,
Yeah, my
it
number
was
one performance.
number one performance. I was like, it was, she moved me. She
Mhm.
moved me. It was that movie. And so we didn't get the duets. We could talk briefly about the duets because they really didn't count for the scores because the
Yeah,
people had already voted for this. But these duets were beautiful. I'm going to say
all of them.
every single duet I absolutely love. Like there was not a bad duet amongst these four. We started out with Liv and Kelly singing Stay. And I was
Those
like,
harmonies.
oh, those harmonies. They were beautiful. Anytime I could hear Kelly Clarkson singing anything, I'm like, yes, thank you, and yes. But man, her and Liv together, it was beautiful.
Hmm. Yeah, I love this song so much. I think having Kelly do a duet with you is kind of like a secret weapon for this night. So this was my number two overall for the duets. I thought it was so good. I'm a sucker for really tight harmonies like this, and I love
Hmm.
that Kelly, like, she could have easily overpowered both of her
Oh
girls,
yeah,
and she
absolutely.
didn't. She made sure to match the levels that they were at, and yeah, this was stunning.
It was stunning. It was beautiful. Then we go into Adam and Alexia singing Sunday Morning. And this is one of my favorite Maroon 5 songs anyway. So I'm like, oh, I love this song. I'm so glad he chose this song. Even though I was hoping if he was gonna choose a Maroon 5 song, it was a different one I would have wanted him to sing, but they didn't do it.
Which one?
Uh with the Jesus, I was just singing it too.
She will be loved.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. She will be loved. I wanted him to sing that one because I just love hearing Adam sing that song. I love that song. And just to hear the harmonies that could have happened with him and Alexa when they got to She Will Be Loved. Oh, I would have melted. But I enjoyed Sunday Morning. I enjoyed this. I wish they would have sang more together.
Yeah.
But I loved it though.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about this performance by any means. I'm just gonna say it wasn't my fourth favorite of the duets,
Yes, me
but
too.
I think that really came down to the song choice, which is a good, like, it's a good laid back song to like jam
Hmm.
out to on the radio, but I don't think it's gonna lend itself to the moments that we got from the other three performers
Hmm.
here. But it was really cool. I think what I would have liked to hear them do is Harder to Breathe. Like just that kind of
Oh,
like upbeat driving. Is there anyone out there? Because it's
because
here.
we said it
Ooh,
home.
can you hear
Ooh,
them doing the harmony on that?
yes. Oh, I
That would
could
be
hear
sick.
that. Oh, that would have been sick. Oh,
Yeah.
oof. Look, then he would have to bring Maroon 5 all to the stage. They had to come to the show and perform it. Like, yeah, no, but no, it was good. It was good. It was
Mhm.
good, but it was my least
Yeah.
favorite of the great duets. All four of them were great, but
Look, Alexia is like, we'll let some other people have
we'll
their
let somebody
moments.
else shine this
I've already
time
killed
because
it.
I ate them up already. So,
This is
uh,
her charity work.
she had this. She was like, "Let me get off their neck for a little bit. Let me get off their neck for a little bit." But and then we had John Legend and Lucas. This was beautiful to me. This was so beautiful. I was like, wait, why am I about to wait a minute? What why is this so beautiful? But see, I know why, because I love John Legend. Like I love John Legend. I love John Legend's voice. I know people might not like him. I don't care whatever reason you have not to like him, but his voice is never a reason not to like that man. Because that voice is top notch. But him and Lucas singing this song, I was into it. I was into it.
Yeah, I agree. Like especially having them both play the piano was a cool touch. But man, like, can you imagine being Lucas and being like, I am doing a duet with John Legend and we're both playing piano at the same time? Like, how lucky for him. This was really, really, really good. I think these duets were some of the absolute standouts of the night. This was my favorite thing he did in this
Mm,
finale.
mm.
Um, Still, I had this number three overall. It was like a strong number three. But man, I tell you, those Team Kelly, those Team Kelly performances.
Because Michaela and Kelly,
McKinley,
oh, oh, Michaela and Kelly. Oh, Michaela and Kelly.
McKinley.
Oh, oh, Michaela, McKinley, Michaela. I'm pulling McKelly. They McKelly. They are
There
McKaylee.
you
They
go.
are
Yes,
McKelly.
there we go.
McKinley and Kelly. Oh, what they did to my heart. What they did to my heart with this song. Because number one, first of all, I was just not even making fun of, but you know how we in the older generations, the song that always made everybody cry was "In the arms of the angels, far away." I said, This is the new version of "In the Arms of the Angel." It's because, like, oh my god, especially if you on TikTok, you know that whole TikTok trend that they did with the song, man. But to hear them sing it with these two different but same voices, it was weird but beautiful. It was angelic. It was I was hands up bawling at the end of the song. I was like, this is beautiful. This was my favorite duet. This was my favorite duet.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like this was my number one, and I did not expect it. There's just something like so mesmerizing and hypnotic about this performance. And what's crazy is the way, like, I think McKinley has a very distinct voice, but the way they blended so perfectly. There were
Yes.
times where, so like, I was not watching; I was mostly listening. But there was times where I would be like, wait, who's singing right now? Is that Kelly? And I'd look over and it would be McKinley singing. Like it was so impressive how they just made their voices match so perfectly. Yeah, this was my number one handily. So good. This was a perfect way to end the duets.
It was the best way to end it. It was so stinking good. It was Kelly, Team Kelly, with their duets, ate. They ate. They started, they ended, they ate. Like devoured. It was beautiful. But these duets was great. I enjoyed it. I think this is one of my favorite parts of the show. I was like, oh, this is so good. It was
Mhm.
so fun. I enjoyed it. But we do have results because that's what the show is for. And in fourth place, they gave it to McKinley. And I was like, okay. Sure.
Yeah, I think I would have had her third place,
I
to
would
be
have had a
honest.
third. I would have had a third.
Mhm.
Be honest, I
Even
would
though,
have had a
like,
third.
I think if we were judging by everybody's worst performance of the night, I think they got it right because she did have
Yes.
the weakest performance.
Yeah. And it was the last besides the duet, it was the last thing that they heard of her before they voted.
True, true.
So I get it. I get it. In third place, they gave it to Lucas, which I
Makes
was
sense.
like, makes sense to me. Makes sense. In second place, they gave it to Liv, and I was like, okay,
She put up
because
a good fight.
she put up a good fight. But Alexia, there was no denying this.
Yeah.
There was no denying this. She deserved every bit of this.
Yep. And what's interesting is, like, as soon as she won, I was like, wait, did we just make history with her winning The Voice? And I Googled it, and sure enough, I found out it took 29 seasons, but she is the first Black woman to win The Voice, which is wild. Because if you ask me, who are the best singers in the world? I would say, oh, Black women, for sure. For sure. Black women, they're the standard, and everybody else is trying to catch up. So it is crazy that it took 29 seasons.
And it took 29 seasons for a Black woman to win, and America did not vote.
The first time.
The first time America did not vote, we get a Black woman winning because people who hear her and who are musicians at heart and just love the show actually was like, yes, we were sitting here and witnessed what we witnessed, and we are going to vote for her because she has the best voice, not because we don't like what she looked like.
Right. It's weird though, because, like, what's so different about American Idol and The Voice? Like, what do they have different audience? Because the first 18 seasons of American Idol, we have 4 Black women who have won. And so, like, what's going on here?
18?
Out of the first 18 seasons of American Idol, there are 4 Black women who won. Because you have Fantasia, you have Jordan Sparks, you have Candace Glover, and you have Just Sam.
Right.
And we might get our 5th this year. Who knows? I think it's possible, but it's just crazy that The Voice is so behind. And I think there must be. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I think it's Blake Shelton's fault, because I think he brought a specific fan base that has latched onto The Voice and hasn't left. And I think that's why we get a lot of country singers that win The Voice. And I bet you we would have had a country singer in the top 4 if America was voting.
I completely agree with you on that. But congratulations to Alexia J, Alabama girl, Mobile, Alabama, period. She went to Miles College here in Birmingham, so I love that. That's where my nephews went to college, so that's great. I love that. So I love that for her. And we got her first single out, Rent Free. Is out now, which I listen to, and I'm like, period, rent free. You know it. I love it. I can't wait to see more of her. And what I loved is how much Adam loved her. Like, Adam literally was like, I love her, period. And I think this man is going to do everything that he can to make sure she is out there and be put in front of the right people. So I love that.
Yeah.
And I think all the judges are going to do that for those that they really, really enjoyed.
Right. And so this is like season 28. Last season was my first time back watching The Voice after like almost 10 years. But so my 2 seasons back, my favorite person, like immediately out of the gate, won both seasons, because Aiden Ross won last season, Alexia J this season. So I hope it continues. I hope season 30, my favorite, wins again.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. We are going to switch tactics a little bit, this is something new. We haven't talked about this here on this, but got a new show, y'all. American Gladiators. I know y'all like, this is the singing. No, this is singing and variety. And here's the variety.
Yes. Y'all been waiting for the variety.
Y'all been waiting for the variety. We've been giving y'all singing. Now here's the variety. We're talking American Gladiators. They are back with some new gladiators and some faces you might have seen if you are a fan of Big Brother and WWE or NWA. Um, the Miz is the host of this show, and some of the gladiators from our competitive reality show. We have Fessy from Big Brother 21,
20.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Big Fessy from Big Brother 20 and the challenge.
A lot of the
Lot
challenge.
a lots of the challenge. I can't name them all. You had Mr. Spectacular Jesse from Big Brother
10 and 11.
10 and 11, and then House of Villains season 2. Um, so we have him here. We have WWE former WWE wrestler Rick Boogs, who's here. Another somebody from NWA wrestling. I can't remember her name, but she's here. So it's a lot of different people, a lot of different athletes, a lot of different people from different parts of the world coming to be gladiators. And we got 3 shows this after this for this. I will say this: I enjoyed the original version of American Gladiators, and so I was a fan of that when that came out back in the day. Yes, I'm old, but I love that this reboot of Gladiators. This is the second reboot of American Gladiators, by the way. They did it once before in 2008, I think. And so now they brought it back to do it again. The one in 2008 was a little bit different. They tried to do different things and it wasn't like the original. I'm glad to say that this one is more like the original than the other version of this was. And I enjoy it a lot more because it's giving me a little nostalgia that I miss. And but it's also very up to date, modern with the people and the contestants and the trash talking that we get. Like I enjoyed this. I was like, you know what? I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it because I don't like reboots for a lot of different things. I can get down with this. I enjoyed the Miz. I think he's great on the mic. He's always going to be fun and entertaining on the mic. So I like his hosting. I like how he keeps it moving. And Rossi, she's cool. It's giving me very gladiator, old school gladiator vibes with a little twist. And so I like this. And so I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah, I will say this is not my kind of show necessarily, especially because I like competitive shows like this. I want there to be a like strategy element to it, and I'm not getting that as much from this because it's a lot of straight up challenges and a lot of shows that I watch that have challenges. That's my least favorite aspect. But I still was able to connect with some of the personalities, even some like it's funny because some of them would be like you'd have these matchups. Like I'll straight up say it right now, like Francesca and Iona, it felt like they kept focusing on Francesca's backstory so much. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, of course Iona is going to go home. Like she has no shot. But I was still connecting with her more. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about you, but I was like,
Yeah.
I like this doctor. Like, why am I rooting for her so hard compared to Francesca, who has a cool backstory? But I do like that element, like getting to know the people because a lot of these people seem really cool,
Yes.
especially somebody we will talk about later on.
Yes.
There's one person that I was like,
Yes.
I am obsessed. I want to make
Yes.
your existence my new personality. My
Yes.
love for them, at least.
I know who it
But
is.
um,
Yes.
I have one big issue with what we've seen from these 3 episodes, but I want to talk about it at the very end
Okay.
because it's a recurring theme.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, especially for the women who competed. But we'll get into that at the end.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, for this, we'll talk about this episode with Ayana and Francesca. I agree with you. I was rooting for Ayana. I liked her for the doctor. I was like, okay, I enjoy her. I enjoy Francesca. I liked her story, but I was really, I don't know why my preference was for Ayana. And same thing with Tavares and what's his name?
Exodus.
Exodus. I was leaning towards Tavares. I liked his
Me too.
charisma. I really enjoyed his charisma and how his personality was, and he just
And he's
seemed
in
like
our age range.
right. He felt like he wanted it more to me.
Mhm.
Like it just felt like he wanted it more. But all the 3 different challenges that they did, we saw it was like like Francesca was dominating in a lot of the challenges that they had, and Ayana seemed to be falling a little short. And I was like, oh man. And they get whoever gets the most points, that's how much, a point of lead that they would get in the elimination or in the last
Eliminator.
challenge. And so I was like, oh man, Ayana's not getting no points. She's not building up. Francesca getting all these points. She gonna win. Oh no, I didn't like it. But it was the same thing with Tavares. He was getting the points, and Exodus was kind of just like, not. And so I was like, okay, well that's fine because I like Tavares a little bit more. Anyway, I didn't mind that. But when you get to the final challenge, it's like it doesn't matter what you do this entire time. If you can catch that person in the end, you can win. And you know what?
Yeah.
I like that because it's like maybe I'm not good at this particular challenge, but I can show beat you in this last uh obstacle course that we got going on here. And I think Francesca and Ayana's was the perfect story to show that because Francesca had the lead, that the bigger lead to head out before Ayana could, and Francesca got to the end. And when they got to the last part where you had to run up the treadmill to get to that top and swing through through the thing, she couldn't get up the treadmill. She fell
It's a
once.
travelator.
The travelator, yeah, she fell once, she fell twice, she fell a third time, and Ayana came from behind and took it when I was like, yes. I loved it.
Yep.
And I think
I
this is
loved it
what I
too.
like about that show is it doesn't matter what you do all throughout that competition. All you got to do is continue to just press on, and if you beat them in the end, you go on.
Hmm. Yeah, it just seems like that travelator thing is so hard. There, because we saw the women do it first. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they said it's going 8 miles an hour
Mm-hmm.
downhill at a
Mm-hmm.
35-degree angle. It's 10 miles an hour for the men. And hearing that, I'm like, wow, that seems impossible. So when I was seeing Francesca struggle, I'm like, is anybody going to be able to do this? Because I thought she's really tough. She's been
Mm-hmm.
killing these challenges, and so I did not expect Aona to come back and just nail it like she did. I was
Mm-hmm.
thrilled that she did,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but for me, I was like, man, this is a tough challenge. It feels like the Travelator is more important than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The funny thing is, on the original series, the Travelator used to be the first part of the challenge. They just switched it. It used to be the
Uh,
first thing that they used to do, and then everything else would come after that. And so, for the fact that they switched it to the end, I feel like it makes it a little bit more challenging because you're already tired. You just ran through this whole
mm,
course, and now you get to the very end, you already gassed. You already tired, and now you have to do the Travelator. I like it
right.
better at the end because it's more challenging. It's like
Okay.
now you got to show your grit. You got to, how bad do you want it? And I liked it.
See, now that you're saying that, I think I would like it better at the beginning because I don't want it all to come down to just the travelator. Because okay, I'll just go ahead and say it. I said I was going to save it for the end. Like, sure, in this moment when Aona
Mm-hmm.
was able to win because of this, I was like, okay, I love this. But the more I watch the episodes and consistently, it's just coming down to that. It
Mm-hmm.
felt like to me, nothing else they did the entire episode mattered. It only mattered about the Travelator. And like, I want it to matter, but I don't want it to be the be all end all. And it really felt like the be all end all for me.
I mean, I don't mind it because I feel like that's where it, because I feel like that's what people like. You got to dig deep, and it shows you have
Mhm.
to. How bad do you want it? Do you have it in you to just push through it? Because that's the challenge of being a gladiator. You can't just walk your way through it. It'd be a cakewalk. At the beginning, having to travel at the beginning, they were full of energy. They had time to rest. They was, ready to go. When you put it at the end, you have to dig deep. It's like, okay, I'm tired. How deep can I dig? And if you go dig deep, sometimes it gives us the outcome that we want, and sometimes it don't. But that don't mean that's a bad thing. It's just that the other person dug deeper than you. And
Mhm.
it just
I think it also comes down to physical capabilities, especially like if you got like shorter legs. and you're just not able to like physically do this as much as the other person. Like I bet a lot of these gladiators couldn't even do this very
Oh no, I
well.
bet all of them can. I bet all of them could.
You
I
think?
have a, I do. I really feel like all of them could get up there because it's not just legs. It's your it's leg strength. It's how, and I think all of them could do it. I think if not all, most of them could do it at the 8 speed and the 10 speed. I think most of them could
Okay.
do it. I don't know. I didn't find it. I don't personally find a problem with it. I liked it, but I do think it just shows
I'm
you
just
how to
saying it
get
pissed
deep.
me off by the end.
I know
It pissed
why
me
it
off.
pissed you off, David. I know why it pissed you. We can't be pissed off because the person we like did not get to get up the travelator. It's still not throw the whole travelator away because the one person I like didn't get past the
I
travelator.
mean, you telling me you can do perfect throughout every
Yes,
challenge and still go home because you can't
yes,
run up there?
yes. Yes, because
Girl.
because it's the part it's the elimination course and you have to get through everything. And she was well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about her. But anyway, with this one, Ayana pulls through and she does it. But we have the reverse effect for the men because Tavares was in the lead the entire time. And when they get to this elimination course, he stays in the lead the entire time and he whips through it and he gets up that travelator and baby, they win. He wins. It's just like
The two I wanted.
the two I wanted to win won, and I loved it for them. And they are moving on to the next round, the semifinal rounds, and so we will see Ayana and Tavares again. But even this one, this next one, Sierra and Janelle. Oh, this one broke my heart a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like, oh man, because what we were talking about, you can do so well in these challenges throughout the whole thing, but when it gets down to the elimination course, you can't get through it. The best person, I think, don't win it because
Especially the women.
it's definitely the women. Sierra was eating this competition up. Like I was really impressed by her. She's a mom from Utah. She has 2 kids. One of her sons has a a medical issue that she's like fighting for him. She's just like it was like her story was great. I enjoyed listening to her story. She was fighting. I love watching her uh try to train for this. It was like we got a really great story. I was like, okay, so she's winning, right? Then we get Janelle, who's an assistant, an office assistant. She's doing horrible in this in these games. Like she's not doing very well at all
Yeah.
in these challenges.
This was weird for me too because like Sierra Dawn, she's somebody that I'm very familiar with from her time on Survivor, but
She was
I
on
think she's
Survivor.
oh yeah, she's been on twice. You know her. You know her. She's Sierra Dawn Thomas, game changer. Sierra Dawn Thomas, married to Joe
Mm-hmm.
Englund,
Mm-hmm.
who's actually very problematic. He's very QAnon, like he's made that very clear, and she's married to him, so I'm sure she
You
supports
probably
those
believe that
views.
too. Mm-hmm.
So, like that aspect made me want to root against her, but every time she was talking about her kid, especially, it was hard to root against her, and especially because Janelle is as dull as a bag of rocks.
But she was so dull. She
Janelle,
was.
give me something to
Give me
root for, girl.
something, girl.
I was begging Janelle, but she was not giving me anything to root for.
Baby, she was so dull. She was so boring. Even when she was doing something like that ring challenge where they were in the ring and she all she had to do was go hit the ring. Babe, she was so like her hurricane was eating her up. Like she was in the eye of the hurricane and she could not move. Like hurricane was on her. She was just taking her down every second. It was boring, boring. I didn't know none of this about Sierra, so girl, okay, good for you for not letting me know that about you. But all right, but look, now you lost, so because she here's the thing, she had the lead and she was doing so well until she got to the travelator and she could not get up the travelator. And Janelle, with her boring self, one try got up the travelator, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
It's like,
well,
really?
real, all right.
Mhm. One thing Sierra said, she was talking about like having her son who has like all of these special needs, like has
Hmm.
really changed her perspective on life. And I'm like, girl, I really hope that means it's changed your perspective for the better.
Right,
And you've seen the errors of your ways for
right.
being like QAnon and all of that, and probably anti-vax. So I
Which,
really hope that like having that kid has like given her the empathy she needs and opened her eyes a
hmm
bit. So
probably
give her the benefit of the doubt, I guess.
give it a benefit, but we won't have to see her again because she lost. But moving on to the men, Evan and
Stefan.
Stefan.
Hmm.
I don't know. This one was like, mm, okay.
I like them both.
I did. I like Evan and his. I like Evan trash talking. Like he was like,
Mhm.
"I'm bringing it. I'm gonna talk my. I'm gonna talk my ish," and I didn't mind it. I liked him talking his ish. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I connected more with Evan's story because he had his backstory about how he was a pole vaulter and he kind of was a hot-headed person.
Yeah,
And one time, like after competing, he screamed and he got disqualified. And it just kind of like changed him completely. And
because it
I'm
cost the
super
scene.
competitive. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm super competitive. So like I get really angry when I lose things. That's why I don't compete very much. Um, but it was like, yeah, I can relate to just that sort of thing. And he really did seem like that's affected him so
Yeah,
much. So I found myself rooting for Evan a bit more.
I did too. Actually,
Stefan had a cool story too. Like he talked about being morbidly obese as a kid, and how like his passion for theater, and now he's passionate about his fitness. So he was also really likable. But yeah, I did find myself rooting for Evan just a little bit more.
I found it. I found Steven to just be here just to play. Like I don't think he was taking it seriously, and I don't. I didn't like that. Like, I really want you, if you go come on the show, at least take it seriously. At least, you know. And I felt like I didn't feel like he was taking it as serious for me, but I did register more with Evan's story in this, so I was probably rooting more for Evan, which I just never usually do against a black man because I
Fair.
always root him. But that was, I just didn't feel like he was taking it very serious, and I thought Evan definitely was serious about this, so I enjoyed watching him do it. And Evan was killing the competitions. He was doing really well in the competitions. Um, but and he had the head start going into the end. And it was close. It came down closer than I thought it was going to come down to in that end.
Mhm.
Because I was like, oh, Stevens just go, whittle his way through, and it's not going to be any competition. But it was much closer because Evan got caught up on the cargo net and allowed Steven to catch up. But in the end, Evan pulled it out and Janelle pulled it out. And so we have to see her again. But all right,
So
sure.
that blue side's coming out strong, huh?
Blue side eating up. Blue side's the eating up. If you were blue on the show, you probably go eat up. So,
We'll see if that lasts.
because we have Bailey and Charisma versus Michael and Jaquez.
Mhm.
And okay, let's just get into the charisma of it all because charisma has that in spades. She has so much charisma. She is so I love her. I loved her from the second she got on my
The
screen. I was
second,
like,
the
the
minute, like
second.
instantly.
I loved her.
Yeah.
And yes, y'all, this is who David was talking about. This is who David loved. Ugh,
Yeah,
she's a
she's just so infectious. Like she's a ball of energy. She
mhm.
feels like somebody that would be so cool to hang around. She feels like somebody that I want to see on like a million different TV shows competing. She's just everything I want. Like she feels like she could be the next gladiator and just be so fun.
Yeah, she was so good, and she was getting in the faces of the gladiators. Like her empire was about to go at it. Like they was like, she was like, "I'm from the Empire State." Empire was like, "Where do you think I'm from?" Like it was so. she's a dancer. She did Coyote Ugly.
Yep.
So she a bartender and a dancer. So she does all. Baby, she was dancing her way through every competition. That gauntlet was epic.
The
that
moment of all three episodes.
that
It's
was my favorite.
it's why it's the picture on our cover photo is
Well,
her doing the cartwheel over the thing.
baby, she was everything. Charisma was everything in that gauntlet. She danced, she
Mhm.
flipped, she pirouetted, she jumped. I loved her. I loved her energy. I thought Bailey was fine. She's this emo girl turned into, a fitness woman, sure, she's fine. But next to Charisma, who are Bailey? Who? Like, I don't even know
Right,
you. Next to Charisma, she was so. And the crazy part is, I felt the same way about Michael next to Jaquez because I'm like, Jaquez, where did you go next to this
right.
ball of just high energy and just like this blue side was eating it up. Like they really were eating it up for me. And
Look, we're 6 for 6 for rooting for the same people.
yeah, because I mean, some people just deserve to be rooted for more. It was, but like, yeah, Charisma was so great. She went through this competition and ate. She,
That's the thing is like not only is she this charismatic like show woman,
mm-hmm,
but she has the goods to back it up. She is
mm-hmm,
the first person that got a
mm-hmm.
perfect score in every
Yep,
challenge.
yep. And she went to the gauntlet with one shoe on.
Yes.
Well, she went to the gauntlet with one shoe. Like she was so good. It was a joy to watch her, and it was a joy to watch Michael too. He was giving the gladiators everything back. Like you talk trash to him, he talking trash to you. He was giving it as much as he was getting it, and
Mhm.
I love that. I really enjoyed it. I thought Jacquez was fine. I'm like I thought I wanted more. He was a firefighter. I thought he was gonna get up that wall a whole lot faster, but Fessy just grabbed him and yanked him down. It was over.
Right. We haven't
And
talked a lot about the gladiators themselves, but I want to talk about the bull. I don't know. Is the bull somebody you know from
yep, Rick
something else?
Boots. He's a
Okay.
wrestler, former wrestler.
What's wrong with him? How does he not know to not hold this man down? He kept trying to hold down Jacquez. And I'm like, that is not the point of what you all are doing. You're trying to block them with obstacles, not hold them down so they
Yeah.
can't run. So
Look,
I was like, chill out.
he's a wrestler. He's used to holding people. That's what they do. Like you see when wrestlers get that first move on even amateur wrestling, they grab them, hold him. He used to hold
Mhm.
it. It was just I think that was just a natural thing for him to do. But yeah, he gotta
Right.
learn. Bull, you can't hold folks. You gotta
Right.
try to block them. If they get around you, they get around you. But
He
Jacquez
can
ended up
play the
getting that 10
guitar.
points. Yeah, he can play. He can actually. That is literally him playing. He did that in WWE. He played before, so I love that. We got a new game. The Edge is a new game that no they had never done before on the Gladiator. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. This is nice. I was
I
like,
like
okay,
the edge. That was one of my favorite challenges,
me too.
especially seeing Charisma. Like Charisma was flying across
Yeah,
there, like she was unstoppable. I think
yeah.
that's where her like small size really helped her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some of these people are like, "Let me just run right at the gladiator."
Right. And I was like, girl, don't run right at him. You gonna lose. Like, don't run right at him. But it did come down to the for the women. It came down to the obstacle, and Charisma had 10 points, 10 seconds ahead of Bailey to,
Mhm.
a head start. And she was flying through the course. She was flying through the course, and Bailey was right behind her, flying through the course as well. They were both doing very well through the course, but Charisma had a lot of time on Bailey. But the Travelator, it was the Travelator. She got to that end, and the Travelator got her. And she could not get up the Travelator. And I was like,
You can't tell me it's because she didn't want it though.
no, it wasn't because she didn't want
It's
it. She
because she
just
got
couldn't
little
get it.
legs.
And unfortunately, that's the part of the thing. You have to train harder. If you got shorter legs, then you got to push harder. That's just the nature of the beast. You can't. They're not gonna change the competition just because you got short legs. But I
It's
know,
just
and it's
it's a little weird for me because all three matchups we saw for the women, there was one woman who had a significant point lead, but none of the people who had the big point lead was able to get up the travelator for the
hmm
women.
It's crazy. It's sad. But
So
then
that's
we
why I'm like, nothing else matters what you all did the entire time. For the women, it only mattered about the travel. So
then
that's why it became frustrating by the end.
I feel like if well shoot for future people getting on American Gladiator, you better train on that travelator.
I guess so. I
You
guess
better
so.
train on a travelator. You better get you one and run up that, put up 8 miles and put your legs to work and get to training because it's gonna come down to that. It's gonna come down to that. But for the men, oh, because Charisma couldn't get up the travelator and Bailey got up the travelator and ended up winning that round. And so there's that. For the men, Jaquez on the edge, he got knocked off the edge and he fell off and he hit his shoulder on the edge and then fell. And when he got down, he grabbed his shoulder, but he tried to act like, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah.
Come to find
That's
out,
what threw me off because he seemed like, oh, I'm fine.
yeah, come to find out, he was not so good. He tore a pectoral muscle in his shoulder, so he was unable to compete. So Evan is going to go into a wild card once everybody is selected, and the fastest person who wins on the men will go against Evan. If he can beat them, he will go on. If he can't, he will be done. So
Yeah.
for now, Bailey is the first red person to corrupt our screens with this red because I was all team blue this entire time, and then here comes red.
Mhm.
But good for you, Bailey. But Michael is still the wild card. He won this round for now, but we will
There's an
see.
asterisk.
There is very much an asterisk, so we'll see what he can do and if he wins his. But he will have his 5 points, 5 second advantage that he won in this round. He will still keep it up for the next
That's
when
good.
he does go for his thing. So
I think Charisma should compete against him because she deserves a second chance. In fact, I want somebody else to get injured in a future round so Charisma gets a second chance.
I want to. They might bring somebody back for a wild card. I would
I
love to
would love
do.
that.
I would love for them to bring Charisma back
It
for a
feels like
wild
they're
card.
losing some stars from the women's side, so
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
could see them wanting to do something to give them a second chance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we shall see what happens with
Yeah.
that. But no, we're not talking about the voice anymore. Um, but yeah, that is American Gladiators. That I don't know. Like I said, I like it. We'll see what the rest of the competition brings and who comes out on top.
Yeah. I'm just glad. My worry was that it was going to be the exact same challenges each
Mhm.
episode, and I'm so glad that they switched it up. And like, so we have three different challenges for each episode, and then we have the same eliminator challenge. So I
Yes.
like that. It was nice to like see the different things that they would bring. In fact, like bringing in some new competitions they've never done, like the one where they had to press the button in the middle. I thought that was
Hmm.
cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. I don't know if it's for me, but I'm
Hmm.
enjoying it for now.
Hmm. That I knew it was gonna be different challenge because that's what the old American Gladiator did. They never did the same challenges back to back. So I'm glad that they kept that. So yeah, because it makes it a little less, predictable. But
Mhm.
yo, we got some news to talk about.
Yes, we have some news for The Voice. So it has officially been renewed for season 30. So that's going to be coming in the fall. And we know our first coach that's going to be on the panel. And it is our winner for season 29. It's Adam Levine. He's coming back as a coach. They have not confirmed any other coaches yet. We don't know if it's going to be three coaches again or if it's going to be four coaches. But either way, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad that I've gotten back into The Voice after these past couple of seasons. So excited.
Yeah, I am too. This season really made me excited about The Voice. So I'll be interested in watching what season 30 is going to do. That's a big season. That's a big
Mhm.
one. So let's see what season 30 is going to do. But let's get into some social strategy, shall we?
Let's do it.
We're talking. we're wrapping up Australian Survivor, y'all. We have done it. It is over. We have finished, and we have crowned a winner, a sole survivor. What a week. I'm gonna let you talk, David, because I gave all of my recap. So I want to know what you think.
Fair. Yeah, so this feels like it's been so long ago by now.
It does, right?
But it was only a week ago that this started airing, these 3 episodes. But one of the very first things we get in that first episode was Caleb talking about how he wants to go to the end with Laws. I'm like, okay, will it happen? Will it happen? But man, this was for the way they have it like so stretched out for the top 4 to be 3 different episodes. I'm like, oh, this is going to drag. It didn't drag for me at all. This was an exciting group of episodes. So we had Jackson winning immunity, which was great. But then it really became like this battle of Caleb and Laws versus Sally and Jackson. So I thought the logical thing to do here was everybody vote out Caleb because he's the biggest threat to win out of the group. I called it. You remember I called it like the week 2. I was like, there's something about Caleb. I think he's the winner. And I'm surprised Laws didn't see it because I thought it was such a huge mistake that she was willing to tie up the game and not just vote out Caleb. She needed to do something. She's been somebody who has not really made a move, and this jury has made it pretty clear that they value big moves. They want to see people do things. They want to be entertained. So if Laws is just going with the status quo, that's never going to win her the game. So I thought it was a huge mistake that she tied things up, especially in hindsight. And I love Jackson, like whispering to her, like, you just gave him another thing. Like if he wins this fire making, that's another thing. And you just saw like the moment of like, oh crap, I did. Like, did you not see that? Like, did it not feel like it just clicked in her mind in that moment?
I think she thought about it, was like, I did. But I did. Like, like, oh well, I did what I don't know. I don't know if it clicked like she lost or she's like, I just gave him something else. Okay.
Yeah. But then we get in the penultimate episode, and I love Jackson just yelling in his confessional, hyping himself up. He was going to win this challenge, and I'm like, I believe it. I believe Jackson's going to win this challenge. But we get to the challenge. It's that endurance challenge where they're standing on those tiny little pegs. Their family's there, which was a really cool moment. I love seeing all of them connect with their families, especially Jackson and his mom. At this point, Jackson's really won my heart, which is crazy because I was annoyed with him a few weeks ago. But I find myself rooting hard for Jackson at this point. But we see them all struggling in the immunity challenge. And I cannot think of a time where I've seen somebody push themselves as hard as Jackson did in this challenge. Like the tears were visceral. Like I could feel his pain and it was incredible. Like there were times where I thought like, this is it. This is where he's going to drop. And then he would get like a second wind and just fight it out even more. It was incredible to watch. This made me, because I've always been like one of the people that said, these endurance type of challenges are really just about willpower. This showed me that I don't think it's just willpower because if it was just willpower, Jackson would still be up there. But I think his body really had a limit and he pushed it to that limit and beyond a little bit. So then he fell. And I don't know if I told you this, Lana, but I've been the person updating our like Google sheet with the draft stuff. So as soon as he fell, I started updating the draft. I'm like, okay, Jackson third, Laws second, Caleb first. I know, wrap it up. It's signed, sealed, delivered. That's how it's going. 100%. There's no suspense. The rest of the episode could have been an email. It's a waste of time.
And so they go said, about, hold my beer.
Right, they sure did. But what I liked about this episode is, so they go straight from the challenge to tribal council. So we didn't even really get to see Caleb's thoughts or conversations. So there was nothing like other than maybe like a couple of sound bites. Like I think there was like a throwaway confessional about like, oh, I don't know if Laws would take me to the end. Maybe I want to go with Jackson. I'm like, okay, that's just something that you're giving us to give us like a tiny molecule of hope that he's going to take Jackson, but not for one single, like I was 1000% sure I knew how this vote was going to go. And when David comes back with the single vote and he turns it around and said laws, I I'm not lying to you when I say out of every season of Survivor I've ever watched, I've never been more shocked. I mean, there's also been shocking, but like a lot of I've seen people compared to like when Wu voted out Cass and kept Tony. But we got that from confessionals. We got that kind of debate from Wu. We knew that he was considering and that he was wavering back and forth. So yeah, it was surprising that he did that because it lost him the game, but it wasn't surprising when it happened as much because we knew that that was a thought process for him.
Mhm.
Never got that from Caleb, so I was stunned. The jury was stunned. Like I've never like that should be a GIF like on the internet, just seeing them all go, and Cameron just like, yeah. I was with them all there. Like it was so surprising to me. And
Yeah.
in that moment, I really did feel like Jackson might have just won. But then when I started counting the jury potential, I'm like, well, I don't know. I think it's going to be close because I thought for sure Jackson had Brooke, Simon, Ben, and Keeley.
Mhm.
And then I thought Caleb had Mark, Sally, who am I forgetting? Cameron and
Blanche.
Yeah. I'm like, it's really going to come down to the laws and whether she's too upset because she only has 1 day to recover. That's not very long. When you're blindsiding your number one ally, you might want to give them some time to cool down. So I was like, it really fully depends if she's able to get over it quickly enough. But I was leaning towards the fact that she would. Because we had talked about it. Because I thought it was going to come down to 5-4.
Yep. And I agree with
you. So the finale was a little frustrating for me, just like seeing how the jury interacted with the final two, because I thought Jackson came out so strong with that, with his opening speech. Like I was so impressed with him.
Me too.
And Caleb just wasn't as impressive. Like he didn't feel like he was owning things. And then when we get into the line of questioning, it started like it felt the same way. Like Caleb just felt like he was trailing behind. And I think the jury felt that too, because then we started to see people like Mark and even Laws saying, hey, Caleb, this is what we want to hear from you. This is what we want you to say. Like, don't say, Law said, it wasn't your worst move to get me out. That was your best move. Like right after he called it his worst move. And I'm like, well, this is kind of frustrating. I think Caleb did play a game worthy of winning, but it kind of sours it when you have a jury like spoon feeding him, literally giving him the answers that he needs to say because they were so dead set on who they wanted to vote for already. So it was a little bit of like a disappointing way to end the season. Not that Caleb didn't deserve to win, but if they were going to vote for him no matter what, don't just let him say what he wants and then vote how you want. Yeah, because I don't think anybody was going to change their mind no matter what. No. Anyways, Keeley, Mark had already swung her over. I've heard that they were like tight. They were like together constantly in the jury house. So I'm sure Mark was constantly saying, "Oh, here's why Caleb deserves to win." Because that was the one vote that I'm like, really?
Yeah, Keeley was the shock for me. Keeley was the one I was like, girl, what? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it did come down to a 6-3 vote, and Caleb won. So great for him. I do feel bad for Jackson, but I mean, second place isn't bad, so he can't be too mad. It was nice.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I don't think it was too bad for Jackson.
No. It was nice getting a live reunion though, and seeing David like carry the votes across the bridge. And I'm like, I've seen that bridge because I've been to the Sydney Harbor. Yeah. But yeah, the reunion was fun. It was a lot of montages. Like, it felt like a lot of like, oh, here's a montage of people being blindsided. Oh, here's another montage of people being blindsided. And it just started to feel redundant by the end. But there were a lot of blindsided. Like, this was a really cool season overall. It started off slow. I know both of us were like, well, but
not me. I enjoyed it.
True. I mean, I think we were both like, okay, 50's eating,
Oh yeah,
and
50 was definitely eating. 50 was
Australian
definitely.
survivors catching up. Yep. Oh, I just realized this is Australian Survivor. Yeah.
Oh,
That's probably my fault. My bad.
I was about to say
But
I didn't do
yeah.
that.
But overall, yeah, I really enjoyed this season. Once again, Australian Survivor is the franchise for me. I'm so into it.
Yeah, it was definitely good. I enjoyed it. I do agree with you with the whole the I think the jury came into the vote knowing who they wanted to vote for. Like they weren't going to
Mhm.
change their minds. I think everybody came in knowing who they were voting for, regardless of what the final tribal council had. But I really wish more people were like listening and deciding from tribal council, what happened, because I agree. Jackson ate up that tribal council. He ate it up. And I was not surprised he did, because Jackson is a wrestler. He's good on the mic. That's what he does. He has
Mhm.
to talk on the mic. He has to get people to believe his stories and what he's trying to sell. And so I was not surprised by Jackson and how well he did. But I just think people was convinced. I think the jury of the mayor of Ponderosa, the mayor of the jury house, did his job,
Yeah.
and Caleb was smart to put Mark in that position, because Mark did his job and he did it effectively. So, and then Jackson didn't help himself by alienating the half of the jury his either.
Yeah.
That was a faux pas on his part, but you live and you learn. And like I said, I would love to see Jackson come back and play again. I
Mhm.
think he deserves to come back and play again.
Yeah. And apparently he was the youngest person on this cast, which surprises me. I didn't
Wow.
realize that.
Wow. I think he has another season in him. And so I will hope we
Mhm.
see Jackson back again in either a redemption or a second chances or something, all stars or something. Bring that man
Yeah.
back. He deserves.
Yeah. It's a lot of men winning in a row, though. So I'm ready for a woman. I
Me
mean, we did have
too.
Parvati. We had Parvati
We had
for
Parvati break up that, but
shorter season, but other
yeah.
than that, it's been Ferris, Miles, and Caleb in a row.
Hmm. We would love to see more women win, but let's move on to Survivor 50, because what an episode this was.
Hmm. Yeah, this was definitely an interesting episode. I think one of the better episodes of the season so far, for reasons. Yeah, immediately Coach is unhinged at the beginning, and Jonathan, like it's bad when Jonathan is having to give you advice. Like he's the
Right.
person telling you to calm it down. So like, okay, okay. But so we find out there's a 7-person alliance going on right now, and it's like a lot of the old school people. It's like Coach, Sari, Ozzy, Jonathan, Stephanie, Joe, and who's the
Kristen.
Chrissy? Chrissy, yeah.
Kristen.
So yeah, not my ideal alliance, but I do like a lot of the people in there.
Hmm.
Um, but once they had to divide in the pairs, I was like, okay, I know, I know what's happening. There had been rumors floating around on the internet, plus the description of the episode made it so clear that this was going to be a twist where you basically uh, you have combined fates here. And I saw something very similar to this on the one season of Survivor South Africa that I watched. It was a Tied Destinies twist. But I liked that they had an unlike in South Africa, they were randomly divided into pairs. This time they got to pick their pairs. So even though they didn't know that it would be Tied Destinies, at least they were able to decide who they were going to be paired up with. And it's kind of crazy how many cross alliance pairs we got. I mean, we got a few like pairs that were together, but there was a lot of like the 7-person alliance paired up with people who weren't in the 7-person alliance. So I knew that was going to get interesting, but immediately I'm like, okay, I know if somebody has to go, I'm sorry, but I want it to be Coach and Chrissy, and I do love Chrissy, but I just needed to see that man, whom I love. I love Coach as a character, but I needed to see him get the downfall he deserved for this season
Hmm.
specifically.
Hmm.
Um, so there, one of my favorite moments was Tiffany talking to Coach, and he's over here trying to say Yeah, that wasn't my fault. Somebody else pushing your name, blah, 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 blah.
Who?
And she says, okay, who was it?
Who was it? Who?
Here, let's do it. You be Tiffany, I'll be Coach. Ask me.
Well, I mean, you have to apologize and say it
Oh,
wasn't you.
yes, I'm so sorry. It wasn't me. It was there were other people pushing your name. I was just
Oh,
hearing it last minute.
okay. So then, who was it? Who was pushing me? If it wasn't you, who was pushing me?
And that's all we saw. We didn't see him answer her.
He answered nothing. He answered nothing.
He just turned away and he like disassociated. And I'm like, Coach, didn't you learn this 2 episodes ago from when D was asking you like why it took you so long to tell her something? And he realized his error in that moment. So this time he didn't come up with a backup plan just in case she asked you.
No backup plan. You could have easily thrown Rick Devins out there. You could have easily thrown Christian or Emily. The middle people that you so-called. The middle people. You could have easily threw the middle people out there. Like,
Exactly. I tell you, like Tiffany, she sure was under-edited the first several episodes, but she's coming in strong. Like if I did not know her lack of confessional for the first few episodes, and you just drop me into this episode, I'd be like, I think she's winning the season because she has that energy. I just can't picture it now that I've seen that she was so under-edited in the beginning. Like it would be crazy if she was a winner, but she's still giving that energy. Even her conversation with Joe, like getting Joe on her side completely and him promising to never write her name down. That's big.
That's huge. Big, you know, Joe will actually do that. If he say it, he means that.
Yep. And I could honestly see her kind of becoming that 4th person with Suri, Rizzo, and Ozzy, which honestly, those are my top 4 right now.
Please make that happen.
I don't know. That would be like the best season ever if that was the top 4.
Ever.
Yeah, but we did see the whole thing with Suri having to go to exile because she was the person that didn't get a pair. So good for her. I will say this much. Okay, I do think it's really cute that the internet is saying Suri won her first immunity challenge. I love that for her. But I just hope people realize she got her immunity when her name or when her thing was drawn out of the bag.
Right. She was already immune from get-go.
Yeah. Her finding the coconut didn't matter whether or not she was immune. Like she was still immune.
Right.
But it is cute that we are calling that her first immunity.
Look, a win is a win with Suri. We give her all the wins we can give her.
It is. It's her second individual challenge win, so we'll give her that too. But yeah, that I was in pain watching her do this. Like I know how much that's basically doing like squats each time she's flipping over a coconut. Like she's having to bend over constantly. My back would be killing me. I don't think people realize like how painful, especially when she's in her mid-50s, and like that cannot feel good.
Yeah, we don't heal as fast as we used to, and and then that heat too. Please, you don't heal as fast as you used to in your 50s.
And the crazy thing is she didn't need to be doing all that bending over because the symbol was visible. Like she didn't have to flip it over.
But she didn't know that. She was like,
she didn't know that. She didn't.
I mean, I would have been kicking them like bloop, bloop,
right
as I walk by, just kick it and let it see if I see something. But yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'd be like, why is that camera hanging out right by
over down there? Right. Like,
part of me thinks they did that, like they filmed that part afterwards, and then just put it in there. Like, here, let's have this so that we have some extra footage, because I don't think they would be that obvious about where the coconut was, unless they had like a hidden camera in a different coconut.
Or it's a long zoom camera, like maybe standing by her and they can just zoom into what the coconut was.
But yeah, I love the montage she got to, like showing all of her old moments from different seasons. I want this to be a winner's edit for her, but
I would love that.
Like like I said last week, I cannot let myself believe that because I'm only setting myself up for disappointment. Because in what world would anybody want to take her to the end unless they're like us? And it's like, oh, I don't mind losing.
I don't mind
So
losing to Sari because I would lose
yeah,
to Sari in a heartbeat and don't care.
yeah. I think most people in this game are a little bit more self-interested though.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's hard to picture a world where this could happen, but I'm hopeful. Um, but I think my favorite thing about this episode was seeing everybody back at camp trying to guess what would Sari do? What would you who would she want us to vote out? And you have
Baby.
Ozzy and Rizzo thinking they're getting in the mind of Sari. Yeah, she would want
She would,
Aubrey out.
yeah, she would
She
vote
that girl,
Aubrey and Devon's out.
yeah, the one that was super close to her in Game Changers and was so upset when she got eliminated at top six. She would want Aubrey
She
out.
would want
Oh,
Aubrey
and
over
Devon's the
Coach,
guy that told her that Jenna was coming for her.
over Coach. I was like, Ozzy, please stop it. Please, would you please?
Yep. I literally, when that was happening, I wrote down Rizzo slash Ozzy thinks Sari would want Devon's Aubrey out. ... I'm not so sure. So when she comes back to camp and hears what the plan is and immediately switches it, I'm like,
She
that
said,
is the legend.
absolutely not. Mother
Mhm.
came back in and said, what are we doing? Oh, absolutely not. Mother
Yep.
came to Mother and she mothered. She was like, who? Aubrey and no, Coach and Chrissy. Because
Yep.
that makes sense. And everybody was like, whew, thank God you back, Sari, because we're about to make a huge mistake. I was
I
like,
know.
is this Survivor? What do we do? I loved it, but it scared the crap out of me. Because I'm like, if people start realizing we just changed our whole game up because Sari told us to.
Mhm. That's what got her out so early in Heroes versus Villains because she was doing that same thing. She was like saying, "What you want to get out this person? No, we're getting out this person." I think specifically the episode. I think episode 2 where they wanted Candace out. And she's like, "We're not taking out Candace. We're taking out Stephanie. What do you all think we're doing? We're not going to take out Candace." And she immediately got everybody to switch. And that I think was the moment that JT was like, oh, she's got a lot of sway. And that's why JT took her out the next
Mm-hmm.
chance he had.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, hopefully there's no JTs in her alliance here
Right.
that are able to pick up on the fact that, oh, Sari single-handedly switched this. We got to take her out because that would be devastating.
That'll be devastating. I was just use it.
Yeah. So we saw the pasta award, which immediately made my mouth water. That looks so good.
It looked a little dry to me, but being on that state, look, being on that island for that long, I would have devoured it. I would have ate it up, but it looked a little dry to me.
And I think one of the bigger mistakes of the episode was when they were like, well, we need Joe to be on our side here. And they really didn't. And that's where I was starting to get worried that cluing Joe in, who's been so loyal to Coach, because Coach will stroke his ego so much.
Yes.
But I was like, this is where things come back to backfire. In fact, I would not be surprised if the reason that Coach played his shot in the dark is because he was tipped off by Joe. Yeah, I think that
I wouldn't be surprised either.
maybe Stephanie. I think one of those two tipped him off.
Yeah.
But luckily, the shot in the dark did not land, and Coach was extinguished. And I know there's been I don't know if it's been controversial on the internet as a whole, but at least within our group from the Cup, there's been a lot of controversy behind scenes about the fact that Chrissy was she got her torch snuffed first, and then Coach second. And I want to push back on that. I want to give a little bit of a different perspective because, I mean, you can't do both of their torches at the same time. For me, it makes sense that Chrissy would go first. Chrissy is a great player. She's had a great story, especially in her first season, but she does not have the legend status that Coach does. He's a 4-time player. He's done so well. He's one of the biggest characters. He's had some of the most confessionals of anybody in Survivor. So I do think it makes sense to close the show off with his torch being snuffed out. Same with Colby. He was also a 4-time player. The other two people were 2-time players that were from more new eras. And we're talking about these guys that have played like going back to the 2000s, like they've spanned across 3 decades by now. So for me, it makes sense. And if it was like if we saw like a double elimination where Joe and Sari were getting voted out, you better believe they will put Sari last. Like I think it's
Absolutely.
really a case by case thing, and it makes sense. I don't think it's straight up misogyny. I think there's a lot of misogynistic things that come from the show, but I don't think putting Coach second was misogyny. I think it was more about his legend status.
I don't think the problem was, or that anybody brought up when in the cut, was about him going second. I don't think that was the issue. The issue was his ending lines and the thing what they did at the end of the show. Like Chrissy got one single line and then they cut her off, and Coach got this huge, long, Coach like goodbye speech in his thing and his send off, and Chrissy got one little line, and it's like, why would y'all do that to her? Like, I know we only got like so little time to, for the ending and to let them have their little, farewell moments. But Chrissy got like, see you later. And then Coach got, well, I love being here. This was a great time had by all. This is a great time. I'm the coach. I'm going to give you a haiku on my way out the door. Like, he got all that time. And I'm like, if y'all was short on time, shave a little bit of time off for something else. Like, we don't have to. That's what I think. And here's the thing: if this was just this moment, I don't think anybody would have a problem with this. It's like, okay, but the season has been very misogynistic to the women. It's very under-editing the women the entire time, and then we're getting at the end of 2 players who are leaving at the same time don't get the same. Like, they gave Coach a huge send-off on his way out before his torch got stuffed. So at least give Chrissy the longer goodbye line. Like, you could have balanced it out, and they chose not to do that. And so I think that's where the problem comes in. I don't think it was the fact that Coach went second, because he deserved to go second. He's Coach. He got a whole nickname on the show. He's a legendary status in this game. He deserved to get his torch stuff second. But balance it out and don't act like Chrissy doesn't have a status in this game as well. And so since you gave Coach that big long moment in doing the torch snuff, then give Chrissy the longer moment in the goodbye message at the end of the show.
Okay.
And that would have
See, and
balanced it out.
I didn't notice it being that different. In fact, when I was watching and Chrissy was talking, I thought she was talking for long enough that I was like, wait, is Coach going to have any time to say anything?
She got one line.
Okay.
Yeah, she got one line. And I think that's what it was, and I get it. But like I said, if that was the only situation, then okay, we can call that off. It's not that big of a deal. But the fact that they have been under the women this entire season, then we got to call a spade a spade.
True. Yeah, that's very fair. Another thing though is, like, I was pretty convinced when I saw all the votes. I was like, oh, Jonathan switched and voted out Coach, because I did not think Joe did.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Joe either. I was like,
yeah.
That's like, but he still didn't vote out Coach.
He actually did. Okay, I found this out because when I saw the final votes, I just saw Chrissy in big letters with some scribble underneath. But if you actually look at the screenshot, the little scribble underneath is the word Coach. And what Coach has said is that after the votes were cast, they called up Joe to go back in there because he had only written down Chrissy's name, and they told him, you have to write both of their names. And so that's why he was called back and begrudgingly wrote Coach's name underneath there, as if Joe, that's like you trying to get away with something. It's
right.
Even if you don't put his name down, you're voting him out.
Right.
You might as well write it down. Either way, you're betraying the guy. So and even Coach has made it pretty clear, he felt betrayed by Joe, and so Joe wasn't getting away with anything by just not writing his name down. You're still voting him out.
Right.
So, good try.
Good try, Joe, but no. I get it.
There goes a vote that you might have had.
Maybe. Coach will hold a grudge. Coach, he likes honor, and he felt betrayed, so you betrayed him. Yep. So You're no longer honorable.
I
Mm.
wish we had Ponderosa videos though, because I want to see Coach and D together right now. I
Mm.
want to see what's going on there.
That would be fun. That would be fun. But oh, and Devon's. Good on you for that. I was
Oh
giving that.
yeah, didn't even
Good
bring
on
that up.
you, Rick, for that. Because you kind of ate with that. You kind of ate with
Yeah.
that.
I did think he found it too quickly because he like immediately went for that, but I've seen him explain that on his first season there was a clue to an idol and it showed exactly where the idol
Where it was
was.
supposed to be.
So he was just playing that off like his clue showed exactly where it was at tribal council. I'm like, okay.
Hmm. Good on him. But
Mm.
we got the finale, another finale on our hands. House of Villains wrapped up with a interesting. I thought it was gonna be much more predictable for an ending, but it was not. It was very
Yeah.
interesting. But I think the outcome itself, I could see that one coming. I thought the person who won, I saw them winning this whole like along for a while now. I'm like, okay, if they continue to be here, I think they win. But the way it happened was not what I thought was going to happen at all. So I said my piece, David. You could talk through this if you want to
Mhm.
talk through your thoughts about this.
Okay, gladly. Yeah, so we got to see all of our other villains come back, which was nice.
Hmm.
And during the challenge, we got to see them screw people by sabotaging them. And it became pretty clear to me by then who people were rooting against. And
Hmm.
it left Rita as a person who didn't get any sabotage from anybody. She was the only one. So I'm like, okay, yeah, she's the one to beat. You don't want to go to the end with her if you have any say.
Hmm.
But Christine won, and so I'm like, well, okay, wrap it up. If there had been a draft that I was keeping track of, I probably would have started making like calculations that okay, Christine and Drita are going to go to the end together. Um, but things aren't that simple, are they?
No, they're not.
And especially thanks to Paul. I thought Paul made a really good decision in going to Christine in the midnight hour, or at the 11th hour, I should say, and telling her all of the people downstairs are rooting for Drita to win this. Like,
Yep.
we're not going to win against her. We have to cut her if we can't. It is suicide to take her to the end. And it finally started to click for Christine. And maybe it's a little too late in this
Really.
instance,
Hmm.
but when she was making her picks of who she was going to send for elimination, um i thought I thought it was interesting. She started off with New York, which she gave a great speech. Then I was a
Hmm.
little bit surprised because the next person was Paul. I
Hmm.
expected the next person to be Kate.
Me
And I thought it
too.
would be, yeah, I thought it would be down to either Paul or Drita sitting beside her.
It should have
Um,
been.
yeah, I think so too. But then I was like, okay, we know what's going to happen. She's going to send Kate there. I don't know. I can't wait to listen to what your podcast was, but I don't know if you felt pretty confident like me, especially when she started giving her speech and it started sounding like she was going to send Drita there.
Yeah.
I was even more convinced she was not, that she was just trying
Oh,
to throw everybody off. Um, but then she did send down Drita, and Drita was pissed.
pissed,
Um,
pissed.
yeah,
I,
and I was
I
kind of
do.
living for it.
I do too. I mean, I think we needed to see Drita woken up a little bit because I feel like she
Mhm,
was very comfortable and she was, everybody loved Drita. Nobody was gonna come for Drita. So I think she needed to be woken up a little bit and show why she is on House of Villains because this is
mhm,
House of Villains. And remember, this happened with Tanisha in the first season. Tanisha was coasting throughout the whole thing. And it wasn't until somebody woke her up and we realized, oh wait, she really is a villain. She brought back her bad girl persona, and she was out there doing it. And so we saw the villain that she was. This was what Drita needed. Drita needed to be kicked in the butt and shown. I didn't become a house. I didn't get chosen to a house of villains because I'm sweet, because I can cook, because I'm nice. I'm a villain. Hello.
mhm.
And
Exactly.
Christine needed to show that she was a villain. So her sending down Drita was what she needed to do to say, yeah, I might be pretty. I might sell houses, but I ain't get on selling Sunset. because I'm pretty and sell houses. Like, oh, because I'm a villain too, baby. Like, I do this. I'm here. I do this. And she showed it.
Right. And they've been kind of the two smaller characters from
Yeah.
this cast for me. Strategically and personality wise. I think they've both been overshadowed a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the fact that like I've been keeping up with the official House of Villains podcast that Tyson's been doing, and I've seen like all the guests he's brought on. And he's brought on every single person from this cast except Christine and Drita. And I'm like, why? Why is he saving these two for last? So that tipped me off that at least one of those was going to win, and they could be the top two. Um, I hope they switch that up next year. But for me, even though Drita was now up against New York and Paul for this final redemption competition, I did feel in my gut like she was going to win because I
Mm.
was getting those winner vibes from her. And also, like I felt like she's got to come back as a winner on that podcast and talk, right? Um, so it was kind of cool to see both her and Christine get their moments to show why they are here strategically and how they could prove themselves, even if it was so late in the game. But yeah, I'm sorry, Drita. I was rooting against you in that competition because I do love me some New York and some Paul, but she ate that challenge.
She ate it up.
I think those relationships really came back and
Mhm.
helped her out because she really was able to get into the minds of everybody. And Paul, like I thought Paul would do much better than
I
they
thought he
did.
was gonna do so much better. I was shocked. I was like, "What in
Mhm.
the world?"
Yeah. Um, a running theme that kept happening throughout the episode. It was subtle. I don't even know if you all talked about it on the podcast, but Ashley was cracking me up every time she was talking in the confessionals, like she had been voted out by
Yes,
people, and they had
yes,
to
we
keep
talked about it.
reminding her. Okay,
You
good.
got sick, girl.
Yeah, it's like I probably would have gone further if I stuck with the women. What?
Like, girl, did you get it out because you were sick? Oh, yeah, yeah,
Maybe
I
she wouldn't have
did.
got sick if she wasn't kissing
Look,
Johnny.
just stop putting it on Johnny. Y'all not finna
You
make
got
Johnny look like he got
gonorrhea.
something. Y'all not finna make Johnny look like he got something. I won't stand for that. I don't like that man like that, but that man ain't got nothing. Don't do that to him.
Mhm. Um, yeah, but when it came to the jury, like for me, I was like, it would be great if the jury would either vote for the biggest strategist, the
Kate.
biggest person in competitions, or the biggest villain. But it feels like consistently that's not really the way the jury goes in the House of Villains.
Mm-mm.
But I will say this much: Drita did make a good point with her speech when she was like,
Mhm.
there are different types of villains.
Yep.
And she showed exactly why she's a villain. And I'm like, you're right. You're actually not the kind of villain that I'm used to.
But that
And
don't make
not
you
like,
any less of a villain.
right. Yeah. So she made me kind of check myself there. And I'm like, okay. So voting for you as a big villain is not invalid. It's just a different kind of villain that I'm used to. Like you're not a strategic villain. You're kind of like
Social
just an
villain.
emotional, yeah, an
She's a
emotional,
social
like I'm
villain.
gonna erupt on you villain, yeah,
Mhm.
which is
Mhm.
valid. So, but I thought Kate actually gave the best speech overall.
Oh, absolutely.
hmm It just, I think that, I think the fact that she didn't do any of the work beforehand, she wasn't
Yeah.
out there trying to get any votes. That's what held her back. So I don't think
Yep.
anybody was going to switch. If she had been campaigning and she gave that speech in the end, I think she might have been able to get at least a vote, but
Yeah.
it was a little too late.
Yeah. I think her just saying, I don't want to do it. I'm not talking to
Yeah.
nobody. It hurt her a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, she on paper, she should have won.
hmm
On
She
paper,
was
she should have
very
won.
well rounded.
Very well, hands down, very much statistically wise, she should have won the show. But she didn't take the social aspect into consideration. And Drita 100% did that.
hmm Yeah, I'm glad Christine got a vote, though she was awful with her speech.
Oh
But I
God,
really
please.
appreciated that. Yeah, I appreciated that New York saw that she probably did the biggest villainous move of the game, and she respected it. She
Hmm.
was like to the point where she was getting annoyed with Drita when she was blowing up in the car, and she's
Yeah.
like, I liked I like the move. It made, what did she say? What was the specific wording she said? I wrote it down. Um, I don't know. Oh, she said it made her salivate. I was like, yes. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really fun season.
It was.
Even if it's still not giving me the type of winner I would like to see, but that's okay. I've come to terms with the fact that this is about the journey and not the destination. Like to me,
Hmm.
it doesn't really matter that much who the winner is, as long as I'm having a fun ride along the way. And
Hmm.
I wasn't bored at all this
Not me
season.
either.
Not
The season
whatsoever.
was one of my best ones. This was the top one. Like if I was ranking the seasons, this would be the top season.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
In fact,
then
like if we do
I
a
think
tier
it's
list ranking for this
yeah.
year, I think this is going to be high for me.
Oh, this will be high for me too. This will absolutely be high for me. But
Mhm.
I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
Let's jump to $1 Million Secret. Man, I enjoyed this season. These first three episodes. I thought this was interesting. I was very happy that this season came back because the show came back because I enjoyed the first season and I like that they kept the things that I liked about it, and it looks like they're switching up a little of the things that I didn't like about it. So what I do know is this group of people did their homework.
No cap.
These no cap, these people came in and did their homework and they did research and they knew what game they were playing. And they came in to play. They were looking for things right off the bat. Kevin, I'm talking to you. They didn't even give the $1 million to nobody. He like, that's sus of you, Nick. What are you doing? Like, I'm like,
Mhm.
bro, the game just started. We ain't even 6 minutes in, and you talk about somebody suspicious? Hello? Wow. Like they came in ready to play. I thought this season, these first three episodes were interesting, a wild ride.
Mhm. I agree. First of all, I did come up with an idea of how I think they could perfect the format of this show. So I want to start by throwing that out to you and seeing what you think, because I don't think I've told you yet. But here's what I think they should do, because getting the $1 million early on is kind of a death sentence, I think.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So it's almost impossible to be the first millionaire or the first couple of millionaires and survive, especially if you don't have an opportunity to switch. So here's what I think they should do. I think the $1 million should be constantly rotating. I
Mm-hmm.
think each episode, a new person should get the $1 million. But here's the caveat, because maybe there wouldn't be incentive to even vote out the millionaire if the money's going to move anyways. But here's where the incentive comes. What I think should happen is each episode, if you correctly vote for the millionaire at the round table, then you get a key. You get an extra key that is going to be saved for the finale. You bank that key.
Mm-hmm.
If you are the millionaire and you survive the vote, you get a key that is banked for the finale. And so as you accumulate these different keys, when the whatever four or five people that make it to the finale, they have all of their keys and they get a box for each key they have. So the better you've done throughout the competition, the
Mm-hmm.
more chances you have to get the final box with the
Mm-hmm.
$1 million in it. But that way, it really incentivizes people to vote correctly, but also doesn't completely screw somebody for get the $1 million early on, especially with those hints that become so obvious, and those hints linger like for episodes beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my idea of how they could really perfect the show.
I think it'll work. That could be
Okay.
a thing. I do think that could work because, especially because I didn't like how they finished, how the end game was last season.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do the same thing because that was just like, okay, you just
Right.
again, screwing people over for, I don't know. I didn't like how that end game played out. So I don't know what they're going to do for this one. But I like that. The key instant, like if the more keys you get, You can go for, if you are the millionaire, or if you're not the millionaire, whoever's the millionaire at the end. If you don't have the right key, you
Mhm.
don't get it. Like,
In fact, you could see people trying to, like, if they know that people get awarded a key for casting the correct vote, you could see people sabotaging other people and trying to point the wrong direction for the millionaire. If they
mhm,
know who to correctly vote for, but I'm trying to get you to vote for this person, so I'm giving
right,
you fake clues that could
right,
match this person to
true,
kind of sabotage them. Or even further, you could be like, wait, I know this person has been getting a lot of keys, so I'm going to take them out. I'm going to sacrifice getting a key and take out this person, knowing that that increases my odds because there
right,
goes a bunch of keys that are wrapped up in the end. So I think there's a lot of interesting dynamics that could come into play doing that. But I think the main reason I wanted a new format is because instantly my very first note I wrote down is Alti gets the million, not good.
not good at all.
Not good because he was so instantly likable.
Yes,
But I knew it was kind of a death sentence. I know how this goes. They give out pretty obvious clues. Did I know how obvious the clue
how
was going to be?
obvious, Jesus.
Oh man, this
Oh,
poor man.
this
Um,
man.
yeah, he gets a million, and he has to come up with a phrase that he's going to have to say. And for some reason, he picks the one that he's never heard before, which is no cap. Um, although I don't know what could have been better out of these other things that he has had.
Right,
Like,
because
could
you
you
gonna say
imagine
bye,
him saying
Felicia,
"see you"?
or see you
Yeah,
later,
or "see you
alligator.
later, alligator. Give me some skin."
$10. Right, give me some skin. 10 times. Come
Right.
on. No.
Now, I wonder if these phrases were catered towards him, because could you imagine like Caleb having these phrases? Like Caleb having to say no cap or give me some skin?
Child, please. I don't.
I
Well,
know
bye,
he could do see
Felicia.
you later. Yeah, he could do see you later,
See
alligator.
you later, alligator.
um, but yeah, it was kind of frustrating to see. Like I thought he actually played it off pretty well with how he's doing the no cap, especially since his story was that he was a teacher. So it does
Mm-hmm.
make sense that like these Gen Z students would probably be saying that since it's very Gen Z
Mm-hmm.
logo. Um, but I also wrote down my third note um, was that I was getting winter vibes from somebody, and I still am.
Okay.
And
I was interested
but,
about that because you said it, but
okay,
you never said who you were giving winter
I
vibes
didn't.
from.
Yeah, I was gonna save it, but immediately from the beginning, we got a confessional about somebody talking about how they're playing up kind of a dumb character, and I thought of like Fabio from Survivor Nicaragua, and it is Kat. I
Mm-hmm.
get the impression that Kat is gonna really be underestimated throughout the game. Like she's already showing that she's very strategic,
Mm-hmm.
and so for me, I think she's getting a winner's edit. And so far, I think she's really likable, so I would not be mad by any means.
Right. I think it's two. I think I said three. Two people. I think are getting the winner edit for me.
Mhm,
Cat was one of those people. I
mhm.
said three people. It was
And
Cat was one of those people. Huh?
Casey, right?
No,
Casey, right?
Casey. I don't even know who she is. I
Who
don't
is
even
she?
know who she is. Who is that person? Cat was one. Hunter was another one,
Okay.
and Nick was the third one.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
could
I,
see that.
I was like, interesting. Would it be that obvious in the first three episodes? Will they give us the winner edit type this early? I don't know, but
I mean,
those three
we're
people were the
almost halfway done.
standouts for me. Huh?
We're almost halfway done with the season because
I
there's
know
8
because it's
episodes, and
four.
we're already
Yeah,
3.
we're gonna do talk about 4, 5, and 6 next week.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, this
Mhm.
season's gonna fly by. I could see Nick. I don't know about Hunter because I'm kind of mixed on him.
Mhm.
Because I think he's playing kind of emotional.
He is.
Yeah, especially everything that went on with Natalie. That was
Uh,
one of the bigger stories for the couple of episodes. So Natalie's playing very very hard,
too
but
hard.
she is playing too hard. But she is playing like it's pretty clear she is playing to find the millionaire, right?
Absolutely.
And I think people were just getting turned off for the wrong reasons with her because specifically, I thought it was pretty clear that she was not lying about having a clue. And when she talked to Hunter, I understand. I would be incredibly frustrated if I went up to somebody who was like, here is the truth. I have this clue and told him what it was. And it
Mhm.
actually makes a lot of sense knowing all of the truths that we just heard. And there was a lot about when people were born. So it
Mhm.
all tracks. Like,
Mhm.
absolutely, I would believe her. And when he straight up calls her a liar, like, there's no way that anybody can make me madder than just me being honest about something and you calling me a liar. That pisses me off. And I know a lot of people are like, why are you being so defensive? It's because I'm not lying. Like, of course I'm mad if you're calling me a liar and I'm not a liar.
I think
Um,
it had nothing to do with what she said. It was what she did in that trophy room that turned Hunter completely off
But
of
it
her.
makes sense in hindsight, right?
In her mind, but he doesn't know any of this. So all of a sudden, after having that discussion with everybody in front of the group, we're
Mhm.
like, hey, I would like to, if we go down there, I'll be happy to get the clue. That's fine. That's great. And she's sitting there like, okay, sure. Like not saying no, not saying yes. She's just like, so
Yeah.
he doesn't know she doesn't agree with that. She never specified, like, I don't that who no, we're not doing that. Like he doesn't know this. And so when then all of a sudden they get down to the trophy room, she's like, I think Lauren T should get the clue. And you're like, what the heck?
Right.
And everybody else is like, and
Frustrating
Lauren's
in the
like,
moment.
how the heck I get involved in this? And he's like, but we just discussed that. And she's like, no, trust me. I think Lauren T should get. So to him, she looked like, oh, you don't trust me. So you
Mhm.
think it's me. And
Mhm.
so now he's like, of course, I don't know what to believe with you no more. I don't know if I can trust you now because all of a sudden you just switch up on me. So I understand why he felt that way. Now, do I think I don't think he should have thought she was a lie. I think she should have told the truth. Like, listen, you're
Right.
firstborn. If she really came and said, listen, you're firstborn, that's why I knew I couldn't fully give you that clue
But
because the
she
clue
did
that
say that,
I
right?
after he was like
Afterwards.
afterwards, and
The
so he
time
was
that he
like
called her a liar.
right, and so but he's like, I don't trust you now, so I don't think you're telling the truth. I think you're just being weird. So I
Yeah.
think they both. She should have just been a little bit more open because that clue wasn't that. Like she could have made her investigation and process and did what she had to do to find out who was firstborns. But then she should have told the group, like, "Yo, y'all, I got
Yeah.
this clue.
I think
Firstborns."
I think I would feel like if she's coming to me first and
Mm-hmm.
telling me that clue that I fit that clue, I would be like, okay, I she trusts me the most of the three
Of the
people
people who
that
she
fit
found
under
out.
that clue.
Agree.
So
I agree with
I
that,
think
but
I
I
would
don't.
handle myself very differently than Hunter did in this moment.
Yeah,
Um,
he wasn't feeling
but
that.
I think that also like I think that's because we know how to play games and we know like it's better to even if you are upset with her, placate her a little
Play
bit.
Clay.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I was a little disappointed in how he handled
Mm-hmm.
himself there. But she comes clean in front of everybody at the round table, and the fact that the last the clue that Hunter got was the person was keeping it real.
Please.
I'm
Please.
like,
I hate that so much.
and I knew Nick
I
knew who
knew
it
it.
was.
I knew Nick knew. The
Yeah,
second they said I knew Nick knew.
because they showed Nick's reaction when he was saying no cap, and I'm like, he's hearing this, and so
Mm-hmm.
when he was like, I'm gonna say something later on about it, I'm like, poor Alti, poor Alti,
And
and
here's
sure
the
enough,
thing. I don't think Nick would have wanted to say it because Nick was like, I know he's a millionaire. I don't think I want to get him out just yet. And Nick
mhm.
was like perfectly fine with not doing it. It was until they found out that it was a kill shot happening
Oh yeah,
is when Nick decided, oh, I can't let this happen because if the kill shot come to me, I can get it, I don't want that. And so I have to say something because Nick was perfectly fine with not outing Altie because he
right,
knew where the millions was. Like, I know where it is. And he kind of liked Altie. Like, I think that's what it is. And what we're not seeing, I think, and I said this on the recap, I don't think we're seeing the relationships with people because I think Nick liked Altie a little bit more. So he was willing to keep that secret, just like I felt the same way about Caleb with Nick. Like I think Nick liked because I'm like, and later on, I'm like, Caleb get the money. Caleb got a kill shot. You take out the person who got the first millionaire out the game, right? That would be the easiest thing to do. But I think Nick and Caleb had a closer relationship that we're not seeing. That Caleb was like, I don't want to take out Nick, even though he was easy pickings for the taking.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because
So
that's who I thought he would
that's who
go
I
for.
thought he would go for. I'm like, take out Nick, the person who was a millionaire hunter, because you got the $1 million and you take out the person who will come back to you. But
I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb was highly encouraged to take out a specific person with the kill
I
shot.
think so.
Yeah, because I don't know what was going on with Tarek in this episode too.
He
Like
was
he was
sick.
sick. Yeah, but like, how are you sick and still able to come back by the end of the night? I think there must have been something bigger going on, and they needed him out of the game, but they just wanted him to go out in a way that was less confusing. But it almost made things more confusing to me.
Mm,
Maybe it's a
maybe.
weird
Who
theory,
knows?
but I could see it being producer encouragement because, like, I don't know. But yeah, like Caleb got the second million, and I thought he was interesting how he played it pretty differently than what I'm used to seeing from the show, because he has this agenda and he gets people on his side to help him complete the agenda, which I thought was really ballsy. But I appreciated it. I was like, okay, I like that you're switching things up and doing kind of a brave strategy here. There's something about Caleb I like. There's something intense about him, but I think he's an endearing guy and he's playing an interesting game, even if it's not the best game.
Yeah.
But I do like this alliance that was kind of formed with him and Miko and Hunter and Kat. Yeah, and they all helped him out by putting on the hat for him, knowing that he has an agenda. But
I like how he worded it. It's a second secret agenda. Not the millionaire agenda, but the second secret agenda.
Right. But yeah, and luckily for him, the clue wasn't as clear in this one. So this was the clue. Wasn't this a clue that Melissa got?
Yep.
Okay.
Straight
yeah.
as an arrow.
Yeah, the straight as an arrow, which to me, like if you're listening to that wording, that means they were honest. That's what straight as an arrow means. But they were confused about what it could mean. And I think that really came from Melissa fumbling, like whether it was a straight arrow or straight as an arrow. And I absolutely understand why they would be suspicious of her after that. And then we also had Lauren doing her cartwheels or whatever she was doing. Handstands. And our girl is what is her name again?
Natalie is on her
neck.
She's on her.
And she's playing hard, and I appreciate that. But I do not for a second believe that the people who were voting for Stephanie at the end of the night thought she had the million. I think it was personal.
Natalie. Yeah.
Natalie's not Stephanie. Yeah. Do you agree with that, or do you think?
No, I think it was very much personal. It was we just don't like her.
Yeah. Which is a shame. Yeah. But I was glad that Caleb stayed. But especially Daisy. Daisy was really not happy with her. But it was because
Daisy checked her. And I was happy for that.
It's like, Daisy, why would you be hugging everybody knowing that was the first secret mission in the first episode of season 1? Like, I thought that was crazy. Maybe, but it made sense that they were suspicious of her.
I mean, it's true. But see, here's the thing. I like that Daisy checked Natalie, not because she thought she was suspicious. It was the way Natalie was talking to her during that challenge. And I think Natalie was so focused on the game, she didn't even realize how she was talking to Daisy. Like, she told her, stop talking. You just stop talking. We go figure this out. And Daisy is like, baby, I'm 40-something years old. Who you talking to? Like, who
Mhm.
are you talking to? So when she was like, you talk down to people, you cut people off, you coming in hard, and then you rude and disrespectful to people, and especially to me, like you can accuse me, but don't be disrespectful about it when you doing it. Because if this was outside this house, I would have dropped you. And I
That
was
was
like,
intense.
I said, tell her, Daisy, because who are you talking to? Because who you telling me in my face, you stop talking. Girl, who you talking to? I will put you.
Yeah.
So I was like, get
I
her,
was still
Daisy.
disappointed though, because like Natalie's been a good character, like her or not.
She been too intense
She's
though, and
bringing TV.
sometimes that she good TV, but in that game, those people like I don't care about good TV. I'm talking
Mhm.
about disrespect, and you not doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but she leaves, and Tarek
Sherry.
gets the kill shot.
Mhm.
Um, but I like that Kat immediately clocked it afterwards. She's like, nothing was revealed about there being a second secret agenda. So I think we just helped out the secret millionaire. But I like that she had with the format that we have. I like that she had the strategy to not take him
Yep.
out. We got to keep him around and know
Yep.
where the money is.
Yep.
And sure enough, she's able to get Miko and Hunter all on board. They all agree. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, he's probably the millionaire, but that helps us if he's not coming for us. He didn't take a kill shot at us. So I really like this.
I
This
love
is
that.
kind of my favorite dynamic at this
I
point.
love that.
But then we get this other secret agenda, which may be like a top 10 most uncomfortable thing on reality TV
The
ever.
worst thing to do.
Because Caleb now has to hang out. Is it 30 or 45 minutes? 30 minutes?
45
45
minutes.
minutes. Okay. 45 minutes he has to hang out with Kevin, who I guess apparently is the person who hops around from person to person the most. And I thought he was doing well to start.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're having good conversations. They're getting on the same page about
They're playing
who,
chess. They're good.
yeah, they both started like talking about Melissa could be the millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But then there comes a part where Kevin's done. He's like, okay, I want to start talking to people by myself. And Caleb just will not leave. And I'm like, Caleb, abort mission. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because this looks so sus, my man. But he's like, I've got to get this mission done. And it makes sense because he wants to get rid of the billion. But I'm like, who cares if you don't have, if you get rid of the million, but you're not in the game? Like, so I was getting really nervous for him. But this honestly was so awkward.
So weird to watch it and funny, but funny at the same time.
Yeah. I don't think it would have been as bad with anybody else. I think they picked the right person with Kevin. Yeah, and it made entertaining TV.
He was getting so mad. He was getting so mad.
Yeah. But I thought for sure, I was like, this is it. This is the death sentence part for Caleb,
Mhm.
because how do you recover from this? It's too obvious. There's just no way out of this. But luckily he has Kat on his side, and Kat is doing everything she can to deflect from him and put things on Lauren T. And she ends up getting that clue that said, what did it say? You have to remember the first letter.
To catch the millionaire, you have to remember the first letter. You have to start from the beginning or something like that.
Yeah. But what's funny is, so she kept pointing out that the first letter of the clue she was given, it was the
T.
word the, TH.
Two.
But I actually think she was misunderstanding the clue. I don't think it was the A. And I don't think it was the T. I think it was something else. Because if you read the clue pretty early on, there's the word B, B-E. And I think it was pointing at the letter B, because Caleb has a B in it. And there's not as many B's in people's names as there are A's. So I think it was a little bit more specific than what they even realized. Yeah. I think yeah, it was like to be something blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
That was the first wording there. So I think that's what it meant by the first letter. Um, but she really did a good job of implicating Lauren T. And I felt bad for the girl, but I was kind of happy that Kat was serving so well.
Hmm.
So sure enough, they all voted, and Kat was taken out. I mean, Lauren was
Lauren
taken
T.
out. Yeah, Lauren T was taken out. So now we only have one Lauren. And I'm
Yes.
so glad they're not doing cliffhangers because I would have been so annoyed if it was like,
Me
find
too.
out next week who's going home.
Yeah, that would piss
In
me off.
fact,
That would piss me off.
yeah, in fact, we even saw who got the money
You
at
see,
the
you
end of
got the
the
money.
episode.
Nick gets the money next. So I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, but not before Kat is like, well, everybody's informed that the money will be moved. The millionaire decided to move the money, and so now she's like looking at Caleb like, you played me because I would have voted you out if I would have known the money was going to shift anyway. But no, no need to vote him out.
But yeah, I mean, I think even if she did know, that it wouldn't be a good idea to vote him out because he's
No, it
already
would have been
proved
fine.
himself to be an ally.
Right. It's like well, I keep loyalty around for a while until I
Yeah.
don't need him anymore. So yeah, no reason to vote him out
Mhm.
yet. But she
Who
was a
was
little
it?
upset.
One of them even told him that I think you're the
Caleb,
millionaire.
Kat told him.
Okay, it was Kat. I couldn't
Kat was
remember.
the one. She was like, I think you're the millionaire. And Caleb was just like, you do? And
Yep.
she's like, I do.
He didn't
But
deny
I'm not trying to vote
it.
you out. She's like, but I'm not trying to vote you out. And he was like, okay. And he didn't, he never denied it or said yes. He just like, okay. Hmm. I
Mhm.
think they played it beautifully.
Yep. But I'm interested to see how Nick does it. I think Nick is a very savvy player. So I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised if we see the first time, if he has like really obvious agendas, I wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody turn it down for the first time. Because
Right.
honestly, like the penalty has not been that bad. Like, give me the
Three
three
votes.
votes.
Okay.
Who cares? I'll take those three votes.
Because if I could just convince more than those other people not to vote for me, I'm fine. Like
Hmm.
Alti did not need to say no cap. I don't think he would have got any votes anyway.
No, no, he would have been fine.
He would have been fine without it. I would have been like, fine, I'll take the penalty. It's fine. It's cool.
Hmm.
I'm not saying it, but
Yep.
that's $1 million secret. Whew, what a ride. It's been good. We got more news. I'm not gonna hit the thing because I don't want to hit it. But rumored
Sure.
cast for shows. We got rumored cast, y'all, for a
A
couple of
lot.
shows coming up. We have a lot. So let's do the ones we don't have the graphic for, and then we can go to the ones we did.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a new show. It doesn't have a title yet, but it's hosted by Alan Ritchson, and it's going to be a Netflix survival reality competition show. So this actually has a pretty dang interesting cast to me. So some
Mm-hmm.
of the names that we've seen on there from Survivor, we have Andrea Belke, which I love her. I haven't seen her on TV in 10 years. Natalie Anderson, one of my faves. Love her. Can't wait to see her back. We have Jeremy from The Amazing Race and the Challenge. We've
Love
met him
him.
in person.
Yeah.
Uh, yes. Corinne Olympios from Bachelor Nation. She was on
Mhm.
House of Villains too, right?
She was.
She was
She
on the first
was.
season, yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of House of Villains, we have Ashley Mitchell, also
Mhm.
from The Challenge. We have Chelsea from Big Brother and The Amazing Race.
Mhm.
Then we have our celebrity Big Brother winner and professional wrestler, Natalie Eva Marie.
Mhm.
Um, from The Circle, oh, I can't fully remember her, but she looks familiar, Savannah.
Mhm.
And then we have somebody you know from Love Island games,
Mhm.
Garby.
Mhm. Love Garvey.
Yes. Another Bachelor Nation person, Matt James. Not
Ugh.
familiar with him.
Ugh. Lame.
Is that bad? Okay.
He's lame. He's
Uh,
so lame.
how about Stuart O'Keefe, a celebrity chef?
Don't know him.
Okay. Billy McFarland, apparently the Fire Festival founder.
Who
Okay.
cares?
My boy Tom Sandoval. I don't care if people hate him. Hopefully other people have done a 180 because I love Tom Sandoval.
Thomas, he's growing on me.
Yes. From Too Hot to Handle, we have Chase Demore.
Ugh.
Uh, from Bachelor Nation, Jason Tartik.
Don't know him.
And her title, Sydney Thomas, who apparently is a Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul ring girl. That's so specific. It's from their one match they did.
So what? Okay. Okay.
They were
Whatever.
reaching for the bottom of the
They were
barrel.
reaching. They were
Like, weren't you the
reaching.
ring girl
You're
for
to the
that
ring,
one fight?
girl. Come on in. Come do the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm always going to be rooting for my Survivor girls. So Natalie and Andrea, and throw in some Tom. Chelsea, I'll throw her in as well.
Sure. Yeah. I like Eva Marie, so I'm gonna do Eva Marie too.
Ooh.
I'll throw
I
her in
only
there.
know her from Celebrity Big Brother, and I did not like her on that show.
I mean, she alright. But
Fair.
let's get into the other rumored cast of people that we have.
Ooh.
The first one is from the show The Family.
No idea what the format is for the show.
I have no clue. But this is what it is. And these are the people we have. Some of these people I know, some of these people I do not know. Harry
I know
from
two.
I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this.
Okay.
So Harry from Too Hot to Handle, and he also did Dance with the Stars. So know him. Willem, we know Willem.
Yeah,
We
I
know
know Willem
Willem.
well.
We know Willem. Uh, Demi, is she from The Bachelor?
Secret Lives of Mormon
Oh,
Wives.
yeah, I don't watch that show. I don't watch that show. I don't know her. But sure. Romeo, Lil Romeo. We all know Lil
Yep, he'll
Romeo.
always be Lil Romeo to
He'll
me.
always be Lil Romeo. I don't care about Romeo. You Lil Romeo to me forever. So Lil Romeo. Joe from The Bachelorette. I don't know
Real
him.
Housewives, it says.
Oh, Real Housewives.
Is he a housewife?
Is he a housewife or a house husband?
Is he a husband?
I don't know. Okay, sure. This Chelsea.
Selling Sunset. I don't know who she is, but she's stunning.
She's stunning. She's gorgeous. She's gorgina. I will give her that. Bruno. Now I do know Bruno from Dance with
Is
the
he a
Stars.
judge?
He is a judge. He is a
Okay.
judge on Dance with the Stars. I do know Bruno Tonioli. Maria from Bachelor Nation. I don't know. Sure. Shane also from Bachelor Nation. Okay. Bella from Love Overboard. Just watched her, so I know her.
Okay. I only know her from you talking about her on this show.
I'm glad she got another show. She can hopefully do better this time around, and we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Ada, she's an actress. I don't
Okay.
know. But I do know Debbie. I've seen her on some things, some shows that she's done.
She looks familiar.
She has done some things. If you look up her her work discography, you'll probably see some things that you've seen her in. I know I've seen her in certain things, but we don't know what this format is of this show. So we'll see what it brings when it comes out. Another rumored cast that we have is 99 to Beat. We got some people on 99 to Beat, which is interesting. Now I know a couple of these people. I know a few of these people. I know
almost all of these people.
I know most of these people. Almost all of them.
There's two I don't know.
But we know Kelly from Survivor.
Yes, love Kelly. She's great.
Quinn from Big Brother. No Quinn, seen Quinn, met Quinn.
Yep. Nice person.
He's a very nice person, even though he played me the first time we met. But he made up for it the second time we met. So I love that. And he actually remembered me. He remembered the first time we met that I was literally chasing him around the thing, and he never got back to me. He was like, you know what? I do remember that. And we do. And so he did talk to me. We took a picture this time. So it was great. Diabetes is here. Love her.
Yep. Someone I actually know from real life.
You know from real life, but she was on my draft pick on All Stars because I just picked the Bettys. I love the Bettys. Zach is here. Sure.
Our fave. No, I'm excited to see Zach. I like a good villain. He's a good villain.
He's fine. Brandon from The Circle. I do know him. I've seen him.
I love Brandon.
I love Brandon on the circle. I thought he was so fun.
Mhm.
Susan is here.
Yes. I
they,
freaking love
look,
my girl Susan.
they can say Golden Bachelor, but Susan made it for me and got to get out. Period.
Yes.
Point blank. Susan is here. Love, love, love. I'm so glad she is here. I can't wait to
Me-
see her trying to play these games on the show. And oh my
I hope
God!
she
Oh
lasts.
my God! Oh my God! I need Susan to be so wacky. I need it. I need it. Kyle from Love is Blind. I don't know this man. I didn't watch the show.
Me neither.
Well, I didn't watch the show after season 1 or season 2. I think I watched season 2. But and then Jordan from The Golden Bachelorette. I didn't
Don't know
watch
him.
that, so I don't know him. Sure.
I wonder if there's going to be any more, or if like the other people are going to be like normal people. Because it
Just
was
regular
mostly normal
regulars.
people in season 1.
Yep. But we'll see.
I
They
hope they
might add a
don't.
few people.
Yeah, I hope they don't bring in like a 10-person family like
No,
last
please
season,
don't do that.
because we
Don't
don't
do
need
that.
10% of the people all to be from one family.
Right. Well, we don't need that. But let's get to our last category of the day. Phew.
Better late than never, Lana.
It's here. I forgot. We're 3 hours in. I forgot. Yeah. Drag Race season 18 has come to a close. We have crowned a winner of Drag Race.
Thank
Whew.
goodness.
My God, thank God. I'm be honest, wasn't my favorite season to watch. I just wasn't that into it. Um, I breezed through this finale so quickly, so fast. I was just like, get me to the end. Get me to the end. Who wins? I don't need the fluff. I don't need all the other stuff. I don't need everything. I just want to get to
Did you
the
watch the
end.
performances they did?
I watched some of the performances. Like I said, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I was watching these
Okay.
performances. So I enjoyed
Yeah.
some of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought the performances were pretty good. So I think going into this finale, obviously Mikey has the momentum, especially getting 3 wins in a row. On the opposite end, we had Nene 3 times on the bottom in a row. So I felt like Nene really needed to do something pretty spectacular to have a shot. Because it felt like it was becoming a race, especially with the fan support between Darlene and Mikey. But I really do think Nene put up a strong fight. When it came to these solo performances that each of them did, I think Nene was the standout for me. She put on a spectacle of a show, like the costume changes, the choreography, even the starting out with the papers in the office. I thought that was really cool. So I think Nene really brought her A game at the right time. And I thought Mikey was also very strong. Like she really fit with her versatile performance. So she was my second favorite overall for the solo performances. And Darlene, I thought she was good, but I don't know. There's just, for me, I've probably been like a Darlene hater to people, but I just think she's a little bit outmatched. And I think she's been outmatched for a few weeks in the competition. But yeah, for me, she was a clear third place. So when we ended up finding out that our top 2 was Nene and Mikey, I was not surprised. I would have been surprised before watching the performances, but after watching them, I'm like, okay, Nene absolutely earned her spot in the top 2. Some of the best runway looks, though, especially the eliminated queens, I thought Vita looked incredible. She might have been my favorite. Kenya looked really good. Like she really upped her game from some of the looks that we saw on the show, which made me wonder like how long of a gap there was between filming, because this was like a big improvement for her. I thought Discord looked great, especially with the jacket with all the clothespins. I thought that was really clever. Like pretty much everybody looked really good. Even like Dee Dee really stepped it up with the looks too. So overall, really good runways. But maybe my favorite of the night It was my girl Anya coming back with her
Period.
step down look. She looked
Yes,
so good,
she looked
especially that
so
head
good.
wrap. And
Hmm.
people, I've seen people online be so critical of her, and I don't understand it. They're like, the proportions weren't off. I'm like, it was supposed to be exaggerated. This is drag. What are you talking about? The proportions are extreme on purpose. It's
On
drag.
purpose, on purpose. But
But she looked
she looked great. I loved Anya's look. I was like, yes, mama.
great.
Period. I thought she looked so good. But yeah, I think as far as the performances goes, I was mostly impressed with Nini's. I was so impressed with her performance. I think that was the one that
Mhm.
stood out to me the most.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh, Miss Ma'am came with it. She was like, and I think she knew where she probably was like you said, she lost so many in a, she was at the bottom a lot towards this last few runs. And so she had to step up her game so she wouldn't get
Mhm.
outshined or it's the finals. It was what you had to do. And so I was really, really impressed by her performance. And I thought
Yep.
she just gave everything in that performance. And so I think she was my definitely top for me. And I was like, I really, really enjoyed it so, so much. I like Mikey, and I think Mikey did a really good job in her performance as well. And so I
Great
wasn't
vocals.
right, great vocals. I wasn't surprised to see them as the top two. I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to give that to Nene. I literally thought because of fan support that it was going to go to Darlene. And I was like, I mean, sometimes you got to give the fans what they want, I guess. But it didn't. It went to Nene and Mikey. And I was like, this is the top two I deserve. And then the lip sync itself
Mhm.
proved why they both should have been in that top two because that was a really good lip sync. I will give them that. I enjoyed it. I thought it was so, really, really, it was close. I thought it was
Yeah.
really close in that lip sync. The one thing I think that maybe would have deterred it a little bit towards Mikey than away from Nene, in my opinion, I thought it was a cute gag with the person, the puppet, and her doing the speaking part. But I still think she should have been lip syncing the words as she was doing it because
Mhm.
it looked like you didn't know the words and you were just using the puppet because you didn't know the words. You should have still been doing the puppet and still lip syncing the words
Yeah.
right along with it to show that, oh no, I still know the words, but this is just a cute little gag just to show you that I'm doing something fun and
You
cute
said the
too.
same thing about Megami, right? When she did the sock puppet, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because it looks like you don't know the words, so you put this puppet in there and like, oh, this is a cute little gag number, but it looks like you don't know the words, and this is a lip sync. It's cute, it's funny, haha, but this is a lip sync, and I need you to see your lips syncing to the music. And if you like,
Mhm.
you don't know the words.
See, and I disagreed with you on the Megami thing too, because for me, like it's a very deliberate gag. Like there's no accident behind it, so
Hmm.
that tells me that it was planned out. And
Hmm.
it like if somebody forgets like words, it's kind of a spur of the moment like forgetting thing. So you would have to deliberately like, no, I'm not even going to bother to remember these words to come prepared with that sort of gag. I do understand what you're saying about like them both doing it at the same time. Maybe that is a solution, but I do think it's kind of a funny element to add in there just for a secondary voice if you're lip syncing with the main person who's doing the song.
Yeah, but
So,
then that was just one other like if it was a duet happening, if it was two voices happening at the same time, and you were actually singing with the one voice and puppeting the other part with the other voice, yes. But when it's completely one voice, it looks like you don't know the words, or you was like, I'm not gonna, like you said, deliberately try not to learn the words. I'm not gonna learn it because
mhm,
I'm gonna use this puppet as a gag, and it's like, but this is a lip sync.
fair. Yeah,
But
I've seen pretty mixed online. Like there's a lot of people that like, oh, Nene absolutely won this, and then I've seen a lot of
mhm.
people saying, well, Mikey won it for sure. In fact, my old roommate Ryan, like he messaged me and he was like, Nene hands down won that lip sync. I'm like,
I
well, I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
so.
it's close.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty close. For me, I think there's two factors where Mikey won for me.
Okay.
Um, One was that spin she did, which was incredible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that's where like how many times did she spin around before she stopped? Like it felt like she spun like 4 times. So that was really cool to watch. But the other factor for me is the fact that we've seen um, the 3 most recent competitive episodes. We've seen Nene lip sync for her life. So at this point, it's diminishing returns. It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of what you have. So you have to throw out something extra like ordinary that I have not seen, like surprise me. And I don't know that she surprised me enough. Like she lip synced really well. And if I had not seen her just lip sync so many times in the past month, I might have been more impressed. But I'm not as used to seeing Mikey lip sync, and she's just so commanding. Like my eye kept, like even with Nene doing a bunch of stunts, my eye kept getting drawn to Mikey, and part of that might be because Mikey's been basically my favorite for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought for me, I thought Mikey won.
I mean, I would give it to Mikey. I lean towards Mikey a little bit more because of that same factor of we've seen Nene do it so much that we've seen what she can do, and it was nothing out of what we've already seen. But in that same scenario, it's like, what else is she supposed to do? If
Right.
not, it's not her fault that she was put in, well, it's kind of her fault, but she was put in the bottom that many times and she had to lip sync. But what else do you want her to do? What other new tricks is she supposed to just pull out this bag? Her bag of tricks can only go so far. It's
Yep.
not a never ending bag of tricks. So it's like,
She's got a purse with a face on it now. That's her
right,
extra
like
trick.
that's literally the last gag she got. She don't really got nothing else. So I don't know. I'm not. I did think that Mikey, for me, won this lip sync, and I think
Mhm.
Mikey won the season.
Yes, absolutely.
Period. So I wasn't disappointed with the win for Mikey. I thought
Mhm.
it was perfectly a really legitimate and deserving win for her, and I think she did well. I think she really did well.
She did. But there was one thing that was making me nervous
Hmm.
because a big part of this finale, I'm not sure if you saw this part, but a big part of it was the focus on them getting their own kind of makeup package with Norvina and the
Hmm.
Anastasia
Yeah.
Beverly Hills. And if we're talking about makeup, like
Yeah.
Nene beats almost
Nene.
anybody in this cast,
Yeah,
if
she
not
beats them
everybody in this
all.
cast. Yeah, she's had incredible makeup. So I'm like, if that's a big way that they want to promote this makeup thing, like Nene is the perfect person they would give the crown to. And I was like,
True,
I hope that's not a big factor here because
true.
it would be a shame for that to outshine what Mikey has done, like especially having like 9 weeks in a row in the top, which is
Right.
pretty incredible. So I was very thrilled that Mikey won. And I think overall Mikey has, like, I know I was a big fan of Jane Don't. I think
Yeah.
Mikey surpassed her for me because especially Mikey has like a hint of charm that I really
Hmm.
connect to. And I think there's something a little icy about Jane, which
Yeah.
kind of surprised me that she won Miss Congeniality.
Which just goes to show what we see on camera is not what we always see, what is happening
Exactly.
in the show or happening there. And I think Jane was just nervous in front of cameras. I don't think
Yeah.
she didn't do well in front of the camera, which is normal for people who ain't used to being in front of a camera. So
Right.
she just seems. I think what we saw was Jane just being straight to the point, like focused on the competition. But what the girls saw behind the scenes was Jane being very open and very helpful and very,
Mhm.
fun and whatever. I don't know. I just that's what she wanted, Miss Congeniality. I was like, go
Yeah.
Jane, do that.
They were all sobbing when she got eliminated for a reason.
Yeah,
So
for a
it makes
reason.
sense. Hmm.
So
And
yeah.
I'm thrilled that my two favorites came away with something from the finale. So that was pretty cool.
Everybody came away with something from this finale. Everybody
Hmm.
got some money and got some
2000.
coin. And I was like, period. I love that
Hmm.
for everybody. I love that they are giving people, because this is not a career that can make you rich right out the gate. You need some help. You gotta work for it. And they came on the
Hmm.
show and they sacrificed a lot of time and money to do this. So at least give them something back.
Yep. Okay. If you could pick 3 people from this season to come back for an all star in the future, who would you pick?
Jane, I feel she should come back. Kenya, I think she needed some time to grow and give us some all-star money. She'll be fine. She'll be great. I think she would learn. Give her a couple years to stew a little bit. And you know what? I would say Nene.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah, the three I would go with. So, Jane, I think she is a future All Star winner. Like
Mm-hmm.
it feels inevitable at this point. And another person I have said I think could win an All Star season is Kenya. So I agree on those first two. The third one for me that maybe was the biggest surprise. I did not expect to like her this season, but there's just something about Discord that I loved. And
She's an all star for
mhm,
sure.
yeah, and I think RuPaul really likes her, so I would love to see Discord back.
She would. I feel like she's coming back at some point for
Hmm.
sure. We will see Discord again
Yeah,
on an all star. Absolutely, definitely.
yeah,
But that's all we got. Mikey is our new Drag Race superstars for season
very happy.
18. Very happy about that. Very happy
We
about
had
that.
2 seasons in a row with my favorite winning, so should
Love
be
that.
should be three because Saphira should actually if Saphira won, then it would have been we would have had a five
Ooh,
season streak of my favorite because it would have been Willow, Sasha, Saphira, Anya, Mikey, and those were all my favorites. So
work.
justice for Saphira.
Justice for Saphira, indeed. But we have lost a lot of shows this week. We're down. We did a final for The Voice. The Voice is gone next week. We have lost Survivor Australia. We have lost House of Villains. So we are down 3 shows.
Four? We're down
Four.
four.
Oh wait, 4. What's the other
Yeah,
show?
because it's Australian
Oh,
Survivor,
and Drag
Drag
Race.
Race. Yes, okay.
Yes, in Drag Race. So we're down 4 shows now. We won't have another Drag Race show next week or how
Or
many
the week
weeks we
after.
have no idea until All
Three
Stars.
weeks
I
from
think
now we'll have.
3 weeks. Yeah,
Mhm.
3 weeks to All Stars. So we won't have any Drag Race. We are down a couple of s- strategy
Social
games,
strategy.
social
Mhm.
strategy shows. We're going to talk about Chopped,
Of Castaway
Castaway.
season.
So that's next week, right? Or
No,
two
that comes
weeks.
in May actually,
Oh, it's
like
in
mid
May.
May,
Oh, so we still got time for that
May
to
14th.
come.
Hmm.
So, man, our shows are getting thinner, David.
Yep. The next 2 weeks we should just have four shows that we're talking about: American Idol, American Gladiators, Survivor 50, and $1 Million Secret.
Yeah.
So we
So,
probably won't be talking for 3.5 hours.
my God, I did not think we are gonna talk this long, but hey, we did it, and so it
Yeah.
is what it is. But we won't be doing this again too much longer, I'm sure. But
No.
thank you. Look, if you survived and stayed with us this whole 3.5 hours, you are a real
Yep.
one. You
Let us
are
know in the comments.
like say you look say I'm real in the comments if you
Say no
stayed.
cap. I'm real,
No
no cap.
no cap, I'm real in the comments if you stayed 3.5 hours and watched with us because baby, I will shout you out next week for real. If you say that, if you stayed this whole time, you a real one and you're getting a shout out because you deserve it. But thank you so much if you did. If you just poked around and got to the end, that's fine too. We put the timestamps in this thing for a reason. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. Watch what you like. But thank you so much for watching. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Follow us on this channel if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to this channel. Follow us and do all the things. Follow us on our audio podcast links, our Patreon, all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. I moved, and so I didn't bring my cup over here, but the cup mug, get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below, and the QR code is right to the right of the screen. We are going to get out of here because we have talked enough. So we're gonna get out of here. You can stick around if you want to, but I don't blame you if you say not after this. But come back and join us tomorrow or whenever. Come anytime and binge watch any of our shows. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you. And we will see you all next time. So until then, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.